Hello and welcome to Scripts Gone Wild. That person you wake up with Thursday morning wondering what the fuck just happened. I am your host, Billy Ray Bruton, and thank you for joining us for this super special collaboration between us and the coolest genre festival on the planet, Fantastic Fest. Round of applause for Fantastic Fest, everybody.
Woo! Woo, woo, woo.
This is our third collaboration with them, and we couldn't be happier to be supporting Fantastic Fest, but also raising money for an incredible Austin-based charity, Creative Action, that uses the arts as a medium to inspire creativity, unlock potential, and transform the lives of students of all ages. You're going to see the link in the theater chat. It's been pinned in the chat. You can click on that and you can make a donation to Creative Action, and we hope that you do, whether it's $5, $50, $5,000. Make your donation. And if there's a place to say, any kind of notes, just put in Fantastic Fest there. And we would appreciate it. Fantastic Fest would appreciate it. We damn sure think Creative Action would appreciate it. So please do that. I'll be reminding you throughout the read as well until I get so drunk that I forget to and Clay has to remind me, which is usually what happens. What are we reading tonight? Well, as everybody knows, we're reading Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Oh, God, I wish.
That's a joke. We are reading Hocus Pocus because the theme of Fantastic Fest this year was sort of post-apocalyptic, and we thought, well, that's kind of a downer, and it's been one hell of a year. Why not do something fun and uplifting, and let's do Hocus Pocus? But then we realized that the script for Hocus Pocus is actually a hell of a lot darker than the movie. So we're kind of falling somewhere in the middle ground there between uplifting and holy shit, this is not the movie I remember. I'm curious, our panel of folks here who I'm going to introduce in a second, show of hands, who all has seen Hocus Pocus? I want to shame the people who haven't.
100 years.
Clay, Zeno, Scott, Rain,
yeah.
So many. Wow.
My apologies. Yes.
Wow.
Billy Ray, I've just been waiting. I've been waiting for the right moment to see it. And that moment continues to be in the future. Preparing for this was not the right moment.
In my defense, I wasn't born. Well, I wasn't born when the script was made, but maybe I don't know when the movie was made. So.
And my wife watches it every year, so I think over the years
by osmosis.
Yeah, over time, I think I've absorbed most of it.
Well, that's exciting. I always like having folks who are familiar with the film and then people who don't know what the hell's going to happen. Even though I wouldn't say Hocus Pocus is the most twist and turny movie out there. Before we get going, a few things. First of all, I want to thank somebody in particular who helped make this possible. They are not here tonight, but they did help make this possible. And they do so much at Fantastic Fest, and they deserve so much thanks and praise. The amazing and delightful Luke Mullen. So a big thanks to Luke.
Big applause to Luke.
Yes, Luke is incredible, and again, he helped sort of get all of this arranged and so much more. He can't be here tonight, but certainly thinking about and appreciating him as well. Now I'm going to introduce our amazing cast. We've got Barbara Crampton. Woo! We got Amanda Wyss. Rain Pryor. Kelli Maroney. Somewhere off screen. No, she's on screen. Gigi Guerrero.
Cheers.
Zeno Robinson. Clarke Wolfe. Yuri Lowenthal. Scott Wampler.
Hello.
Yay.
Rico Anderson.
Yay, yay.
Clay Keller.
What's up?
And Aaron LaPlante.
Boo.
Shut up, Clay. Shut up. So, for all of the folks out there in the Drew McWeeny fan club who are like, where the hell's Drew? Drew got held up at a recording tonight and is very apologetically going to miss the reading. So we have reassigned his roles to other folks. So let's have a drink to Drew, who can't be with us tonight, but his memory lingers on.
Cheers, Drew.
Speaking of drinking, if you're not familiar with Scripts Gone Wild, shocker, it's a drinking game. When any of our readers flub a line, miss a cue, do anything that can be construed as a mistake, they have to take a drink. That is their penance. It happens a fair amount. In order to speed up this process, we choose these things that we call social words. These are words that are voted on by our Twitter and social media audiences, and they are words that whenever they are read aloud by our readers in the script, everyone takes a drink. It doesn't count if I read it in the description. It only counts if they read it in the dialogue. And those words tonight are Halloween and sisters.
Ugh.
So best of luck on those. We also have something that we call a finish your drink line. And this is a line from the script that whenever it gets read, we finish whatever drink is in our hands, whether it is a fresh pour or just a couple of sips. And that line tonight is, it's all just a bunch of hocus pocus.
I love that line so much.
That's right. And when we get to that line, we're going to drink, y'all. We're going to drink. Does anyone have any questions before we get started? Any questions or concerns or no? Oh, okay. I like that. We've got all pros here. Everybody's done Scripts Gone Wild before. We don't have any newbies here. So, I mean, we might as well jump in because who knows what in many tangents this read is going to go in. So we might as well just get started and see what the fuck happens. Here we go, everybody. Hocus Pocus, a screenplay by Neil Cuthbert, based on a story by David Kirshner and on a screenplay by Mick Garris, and a screenplay by James Douglas Clarke. That's a lot of people and a lot of different stuff.
It's a screenplay based on 2 other screenplays.
Right. Never bodes well.
Right.
Sorry, my mom is giving me all Halloween props. I'm trying to explain to her we're reading stuff.
It's okay though. It's making it better. Tell her not to stop.
Yes.
I feel like we had your parents join us for a read at some point, Gigi.
I think you, mamá, ya con eso, ya.
I just want like
If I'm around, it's gonna be very noisy on my end.
Here we go.
Go ahead.
Oh, here we go. We're diving in. Salem Village, night. Nestled in the valley below is a village. A simple wood-framed houses, smoking chimneys, lighted windows. The night is chilly, thick, spooky. The dogs of the village are heard barking, and that might sound something like... There we go. Good dogs. Letters read, Salem, Massachusetts, 1692, under a full moon on a spooky-looking, high-eaved little house glowers down at the village from the top of a hill. Smoke rises up out of its chimney, twisting and turning in a very unnatural fashion. This is no ordinary smoke, and this is no ordinary house. Something is moving in the bushes just below the house, and the source of the motion is followed. Suddenly, the shivering bushes part, and 2 heads appear. They belong to a pair of local farm children, Thackery and Elijah Binx. Thackery, 13, is the older. Elijah, his brother, is 10. Both wear homespun, simple clothing, and they peer up at the house, frightened.
Hey, conjure, look!
He points at the chimney smoke in which the shapes of little demons and beasts can be seen forming in... Yep, okay, I'm drinking. And unforming in the vapors. Elijah's really scared. Thackery starts crawling towards the house.
Hurry!
But he follows them. The 2 children, as they crawl through the bramble-filled yard toward the lighted windows of the spooky-looking house, they reach the window and peer in. The main room of the house is lit only by the fire in the broad hearth and by handles placed in the circle around the room. The cauldron boils on the fire as the 3 Sanderson sisters, Winifred, Mary, and Sarah, stand around it. Very old and dressed in the heavy black woolen clothing of the era, they look exactly like they are witches. Winifred is the eldest and by far the most powerful. Once beautiful, her beauty has been corrupted by evil. Her fingers have grown talons, her teeth have sharpened, but she is still vain and she hates children for their youth and prettiness. Winifred has a nasty temper. When she gets really angry, her hair stands on end and she possesses an ability to discharge jolts of electrical energy. Winifred has great skill with potions and spells. She is a very dangerous witch. Mary, the middle sister, is obese and gluttonous. Obsessed with food, she possesses the outward manner of a sweet as sugar, kindly aunt. Mary loves little children. She loves them because she loves to eat them.
Oh.
Mary's sense of smell is incredibly keen. She can follow the scent of a child like a bloodhound. Sarah, the youngest, is the idiot sister. She's also beautiful and sexy. She likes to torture things, small animals, children's, bugs, you name it. Any suggestion of cruelty to somebody else sends her into a fit of idiotic, cackling laughter, while any fear for herself sends her into a fit of terrified screaming. She's a mess, y'all. The children watch as Winifred reads from the recipe in her ancient spell book.
Oil of boil and a dead man's toe.
I smell children.
Thackery and Elijah duck for cover as Sarah, Winfred, and Mary step up to the window and gaze out. Thackery and Elijah hide right below them, motionless, as Sarah sniffs and Winifred's eyes scan the darkness for their favorite prey, children. Suddenly, a ghostly white form can be seen approaching through the darkness.
Sisters, our guest is here.
The witches share an evil laugh of pleasure and move back into the room. The kids are terrified as the white form approaches and becomes identifiable as a little girl dressed in a long white nightshirt.
It's our sister, Emily.
Her eyes are closed, sleepwalking.
Emily! Emily!
She walks past them.
She's bewitched.
Run to town. Fetch the elders.
But
Go, Elijah. Run like the wind.
Elijah crawls away, then gets to his feet and sprints off down the hill towards the village. Back in the house, Emily sits on a stool next to the bubbling cauldron. Winifred continues reading from her spell book.
Finally, when 'tis nearly done, and a bit of thy own tongue.
Winifred bites her own tongue, then spits into the cauldron. It bubbles up, changing to a dark, sickly purple color and giving off a menacing curl of vapor.
'Tis ready for tasting.
Mary is about to take a taste, but Winifred gives her a painful backhand, knocking her away from it. She dips a spoon into the potion, then holds the steaming spoon out to Emily.
One drop of this, and her life will be mine.
The witches cackle. Entranced, little girl opens her mouth wide as Winifred leans in with the spoon. But suddenly the door to the house flies open and Thackery races in.
A boy!
Thackery flings a stool at Winifred. She jumps clear, flicking the contents of the spoon on Mary, whom it sizzles. Thackery grabs a long iron pot hook off the wall. He swings it at the witches, who recoil from him. Winifred snatches up her spellbook and holds it protectively.
You fools!
Mary shoves Sarah at Thackery, and Thackery gives her a good bop on the head. As Winifred, getting furious, starts gathering power for a major electrical discharge, Thackery hooks the edge of the cauldron with the
No!
dumps it over. The bubbling goo spills all over the dirt floor. Winifred shrieks in rage at the sight of her ruined potion. Her hair is now standing out straight in the air. Thackery bolts for the door, but Winifred nails him with a massive jolt of electricity, and he goes down. He comes to and sees the witch's 3 ugly faces staring down at him. Thackery tries to struggle, but they've tied his ass up.
How he struggles.
What shall we do with him, sisters?
Drink!
I messed up.
Okay.
Roast him with potatoes.
But hornets in his ears.
No. He's such a brave little boy. His punishment must be more inventive. Let's find something in my book.
Look.
Sarah and Mary cackle.
See, warts, itching, crib death. I have it. His punishment will not be to die, but to live forever.
As what?
Twist the bones and bend the back. Trim him of his baby fat. Give him fur as black, and pointy claws with which to spat.
The witches poke cruelly with their broomstick. The door flies open. Torchlight fills the house. Salem Village. The witches are set to be burned over a pyre. Emily and Elijah stand with their father.
Confess your crimes. Where be the boy, Thackery Binx?
We are innocent.
Victims we are. Let this madness stop. No last meal.
Silence, hag. The boy.
Mortal ignorant fools! Hang us, burn us, what ye will, but our spirits abide in this hill. That one Hallows Eve, when the moon is round, a virgin will summon us from the ground.
The townspeople toss torches to pyre. Flames leap at the ever-laughing witches.
We will be back. You have not seen the last of us, Salem Village. Mind ye, children will. Mind ye, children.
The full moon, as their shrinking, is suddenly cut short as we hear the plank tumble to the ground. Is all too. Nearby, something small and sad watches from the bushes. Watery marble eyes blink slowly. When they open, they're looking up at a high school classroom. Nay, among the students in the classroom are Allison Williamson, 15, prettiest girl in town, and Ben and Alan, 14, the town's geekiest outcasters. A witch-like face.
Would anyone explain for us how the cultural significance of Halloween and our own local history might perhaps share some common ground?
A tarantula secretly crawls among the feet of the students. It crawls towards Allison's feet. Ben knows about it, so Alan diverts the class.
Yes, Mr. Shotsnick?
Yeah, thank you. Halloween, or more properly, All Hallows Eve, in medieval times was a holy evening.
Oh, drink on Halloween.
Oh.
Yes. It took place on October 31st, the eve of All Saints' Day, when the souls of the dead rose and walked the earth again, which is exactly what Salem's own most diabolical ancestors vowed to do on this very night. The Sanderson sisters, before being hanged by a town full of most righteous and, if you ask me, most improperly dumped on witch hunters, swore they'd come back to avenge themselves on Salem's children. That would be us. There are those who, to this day, Mr. Corwin and myself included, who believe that every Halloween drink night, a black cat still guards the old Sanderson house, warning off any who might bring the witches back from the grave.
Oh, there we go. The tarantula on Allison's foot. She slips it away. It lands on its back, legs wriggling, exposing its electronic innards. The bell rings. Ring, ring. The class exits. Allison glares at Ben. He shrugs, points to Max. She looks at him. He smiles gratefully, but shaking her head, she leaves. Max's crest falls. High school, locker row. Ben and Alan's lockers are altars to superstitious protectives. Max collects his stuff from his locker nearby, and he can't stop looking at Allison down the hall. Ben consults his locker Rolodex.
Williamson, Allison, 15, birth date, June 20th, 1976, freshman, A student. Took over finest babe throne from Christy Kleppinger upon arrival. Family assets exceed 7 digits, lives 397 Chestnut Street. Social calendar full to the 12th of never.
Put her out of ye mind, lad. She's way out of your league.
Yeah, now that you guys made me look like such an idiot.
You should thank us for breaking the ice for you.
With an RC tarantula, now she thinks I'm a geek.
No, she thinks you're a clever geek. Big difference.
Okay, don't do me any more favors, okay? I can break my own ice.
Max starts after Allison.
Good call, Max. It's Friday the 13th, Halloween.
Drink.
Halloween. And a full moon all at once. Unluckiest day of the current millennium.
Prediction.
Predict on.
Our young apprentice shall crash and burn.
Agreement. The night grows near. We must prepare.
Prepare on.
They finger garlic butter on their faces as war paint. They head off, parting gagging students in the hallway like corpses. Salem Mall, Bank of Salem ATM. Max rides up on his mountain bike to get money out of the Versateller. Turns to leave. Duh, Allison is there. He just stares and stares at her, which isn't creepy at all.
Are you done?
What? Sorry, I wasn't staring.
That's not what I meant. But since you mentioned it, ever since you started at Cromwell High, you've been staring at me. Is there something wrong with you?
What? No. I mean, no. I guess I can't help myself.
Oh, so you're just immature. I should have guessed with the spider in social studies.
Wait, no, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. Ben Corwin did. He was trying to break the ice for me.
Break what ice?
The ice. With you.
For what?
Well, to meet you, of course.
For what?
Well, I don't know.
Then why'd you have him do it?
I didn't. They did it on their own.
What's your name?
Max.
Well, Max, you should tell them to stop doing things for you. They're making you look like a jerk. Bye.
Salem Street. Max rides out of the mall under an anvil of teenage angst, looking back at Allison getting into her mom's car. Wham! He runs into Jay and Ernie, 17, town jerks emeritus, an Axl Rose apostle, and a white rap fanatic. That tracks for this time. On their motocross bikes, their bags of Halloween prank supplies scatter.
Oh, man. Jay, Ernie, man, I'm sorry.
Ernie yanks Max off his bike, sticks his head in Max's face. The word ice is shaved into his short hair.
Can't you read? My name is Ice, cold-hearted like a cube. Get it? Huh? Ice. Get it?
Yeah, I get it. Sorry.
No.
Fuck my butt.
Not yet, you ain't butt shine. Don't move, new boy. Come on, pick up for the whole town knows you did all stuff tonight tomorrow after it's all done.
Too many words, Ice. What?
Pick up the stuff, brain dead. You're dead, Max, E-pad. Well, go cross-train us. Let me check 'em out.
What, my shoes?
No, your jock strap. Yeah, your shoes. Gimme. I want to see if they fit me.
Max is about to protest. Ernie pockets a knife. Max loses the shoes. Ernie tries them on. Too small. He slices the heel out.
Perfect. Hey, trade, man. No say I never gave you nothing.
Ernie stuffs his crusty tinnies in Max's arm.
If you tell anyone you saw us shopping.
I get it. Yeah.
Ernie and Jay take off for the top of the mountain. Mountain Bike Park, a ski resort that's a mountain bike park in the off season. Max rides by an old cemetery and up to the ticket booth with purpose. He takes the ski lift. Suicide Gorge, Max soups up. Helmet, gloves, pads, rides to the edge of the expert run, vertical death trap, rocks, moguls. Max breathes deep, cinches down his toe straps, death grips on bars, just about to pedal over the edge when he chokes. Frustrated, he backs away from the edge just as Ernie and Jay fly by him, jetting down the run. Their bikes are agile horses. Max rides off, at once scared and disappointed. Max rides down the bunny slope and out of the park.
Maybe next time.
It's always the next time.
Max's house. He rides up his walkway. In the kitchen.
Hey, champ. Hey, champ.
This says Terry, but it's actually supposed to be
me,
Jenny.
right? Okay.
Yeah, it's Jenny.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is okay. Oh, that can count if you want. Okay. Hi, sweet potato pie.
Dad?
Oh, how was school?
Bad grades, cutting classes, no friends. Basically, it sucked.
Hey, language.
Max, what happened to your shoes?
That new industrial.
What?
That new industrial fungus thing. You guys going trick-or-treating?
There's a Salem Professionals Halloween dance at the town hall. Halloween. We'll be out late, so look after your sister, Max, okay?
And what if I've got a date? I mean, I don't, but if I did.
Then we'd cross that bridge if we came to it. She's your responsibility for the night, Max. Understand?
Yeah, I think it stinks, but I understand.
We've all got our crosses to bear, Max. You should be thankful you have a sister to share the best things in life with. You'd feel pretty bad if you didn't.
She's 7 years old, Mom. I'm in high school.
Which makes you the mature one.
Max grabs a coat from the fridge and heads upstairs. In his bedroom, the woodshop project Skull and Bones reads, Max only. Max rifles through the CDs. Oh no, Neil Diamond. Oh yes, Solitary Man. As the lachrymose lyrics lilt through his private teenage cave, Bud Light Babe posters, etc., Max goes eye to adversarial eye with a poster of his big-time hero, Neil Diamond. Anybody know the
A
lyrics?
solitary man. That's what I am. A solitary man.
Thank you, Barbara.
Oh man, that is me. That is me. That's so true, Neil.
Max opens a copy of The Crucible, Cromwell High's paper, a picture of Allison leading cheers.
What do I do, Neil? I mean, do I just walk up and say, hi, I'm totally in love with you. Be my girlfriend? Cool. I'll write her a song. Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm totally in love with you. Man, Neil, just, I don't know. Forget it. She thinks I'm a geek anyway. But, I mean, look.
Max shows a picture of Allison to Neil.
See, am I lying? Is she beautiful or what?
Max is suddenly entranced by the picture. He brings it up to his face. He's going to kiss it. Suddenly, his little sister Danny appears behind him from the closet.
I scared you.
Gonna kill you.
Max leaps for her. Danny jumps on the bed, 7 years old, face to face with Max. He reaches for her. She puts her hand up in a power witch manner.
Halt. If you touch me, bitch, I'll tell everyone what you were doing.
Better not say nothing, Danny. This is my man time.
Shut up. What'll you give me, huh?
Bad lip if you don't shut up. Mom and Dad told you to stay out.
Nuh-uh. Only till you adjusted to your new environment, because moving in high school is so traumalactic, or however you say that in English, on a teenage boy. That's what Mom said. So, yeah, let's go.
Traumatic. And I'm not going anywhere.
You're taking me trick-or-treating, bitch.
Guess again.
You are.
I ain't.
Uh-huh.
Uh-uh.
Mom and Dad said you have to.
Well, I guess they don't know everything.
You're taking me, Max. That's it.
Oh, want to bet? Want to bet?
Annie runs at a spontaneous lather up the basement stairs, screaming at the top of her lungs.
Mom! Dad! He's being a little bitch!
Language.
Sorry.
You haven't done anything except hang around the house every weekend we've been here so far. Max, listen, we moved here for your and Danny's benefit.
Thank you, but that doesn't mean I have to like it.
No, I guess not. But life wouldn't be so miserable if you tried to.
Who said I was miserable? Wow, really? Dad, I didn't want to move here. All that stuff you said about a safe, rural atmosphere, well, guess what? I got my crash trainers ripped off on the way home from school, which I hate. I don't have any friends. They bumped me ahead because they said I was smart, but now everybody I'm supposed to be equals with drives a car, and I ride a bike. I had to get a $5 haircut that sucks because nobody knows how to cut hair right here. The last guy had ice in his hair. I mean, come on.
You, my man, have got a serious case of the screaming knee bucklers for some lucky girl, don't you? You ever heard that term before?
Oh, man, she told you. I can't believe. See, this is why I need my man time. She blabs her fat mouth about all my personal stuff, and I'm supposed to take her trick-or-treating? No, forget it, Dad.
You better suit up. It's about time.
What? Are we still talking about trick-or-treating with a girl?
Is that even in the fucking script? No, it's not. Okay. It's Halloween. Get into it.
Kidding, right?
Serious as a tax audit, Max, because if you don't, or if you foul up in any way, you can forget about your driver's permit this year. You listen, Max. It's her big night, and you're gonna make sure, as her big brother, that she has a great time. Understand?
Yeah, I understand. I think it sucks, but I understand it.
Life ain't fair, Max, but it's always the guy who goes above and beyond the call of duty that makes all the difference. Dismissed. Oh, and don't scare Danny too bad. She'll have nightmares.
My life's a nightmare.
Max's house, costume kids roam the streets. Dave, laden with still camera and video aid, and Jenny look proudly at their kids.
Honey, fix your nose. It's falling off. Have a good time. Don't stay up too late.
They wave.
Danny says.
Oh, sorry. Danny was so distracted with her costume, and she's gonna drink. Hold on.
There we go.
I've got a route all planned. We're going to clean up. Hey, where's your costume?
Puts on his sunglasses.
I'm a dope dealer.
Unacceptable?
I'm Christian Slater.
Drink.
What are you supposed to be anyway?
I'm a baseball player. Let's go.
Take your mitt.
Don't push me, Danny.
Kids, wait up!
He's got the cameras.
Crap. Pump it.
Max and Danny bolt away under a full moon. Below it on a nearby hill, the Sanderson house. Various shots of the neighborhood. A skeleton sits up and waves. Killer front yard diorama. Halloween's big in Salem. No shit. Max and Danny come down the street. Max is praying he won't be noticed.
You know, if you worn a real costume, nobody would know who you were.
Hurry up.
Ugh.
House, evening. Danny rings the doorbell. The devil answers. Red light and goofy smoke issues out. Max yawns. Danny freaks and ducks behind him.
The devil says.
The devil.
Aaron, I think I gave you the devil.
Wait a minute. Where are we
That
at?
sounds
Sorry,
about
sorry,
right.
Sorry. Where is it? Where? Sorry,
On 20.
Save yourselves, abandon all hope, ye who ring my bell. Boy, tremendous reaction.
Trick or treat.
Well, what have we here? A little witch and the kid wearing sunglasses.
I'm a rap star.
Neighborhood. Max drags along as Danny runs from house to house. At various doors, Max explains.
I'm a blind center fielder. I'm a dysfunctional teenage zombie. I'm an illegal alien from LaPlante. I'm an illegal alien. I'm an alien. I'm Jack Nicholson. I'm Nicholson's. I'm Jack Nicholson's son. I'm the ghost of James Dean. I'm a Ray-Ban factory test pilot. I'm Ray Charles's backup singer. I'm her brother.
Danny struggles under the weight of her haul. Max is bored.
Oh, mine's too heavy. Carry it for me, Max, please.
Your night, your candy. You carry it.
Ugh, fine, I will. You know, I liked you better when you were, a kid.
I liked me better when I didn't live here. Oh shit, come on, we're done.
But there's more houses.
Danny ignores him and keeps right on walking towards Jay and Ernie, who ride their BMX bikes up, blocking her way.
Ding, 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 ding.
Stop and pay the toll, kid.
10 chocolate bars. No licorice.
Dump out your sack. We'll pick them.
Drop dead, moron.
Oi, twerp. How'd you like to be hung off that telephone pole?
Yeah, I'd like to see you try, jerk. Because my big brother's with me. And he's not very strong, but we're just going to pretend he is. And if you don't give me back my candy, I'm going to tell him to beat you up. Max!
What are you supposed to be anyway? A new kid on the block?
He's a little eager.
Everyone laughs.
Later.
Wait a moment. Everybody pays toll. Let me check out your swatch.
What are you doing? Max, aren't those your cross trainers?
Shut up, Danny.
You can give him your stuff, but he ain't taking mine.
Danny snatches her candy sack away from Ernie, ducks behind Max, and Ernie chases her into Max's face.
You got a death wish or what, Maxie Pad?
Here, Ernie. Help yourself.
My name is Ice. Cold like a cube.
Yeah, more like dumb, like a brick.
Oi! I'll just keep the bag.
Sure, go ahead. I gotta get her home now. Bedtime.
Max leads Danny away. Halfway down the block, she bites his hand.
Social misfits, degenerates, and thieves.
Work soon.
I know, but we just don't.
Sorry. Oh my God.
I'm just like, this is gonna be.
What do you want me to do? There were 2 of them.
You didn't have to roll over completely.
Yeah, I also didn't want to take you trick-or-treating, but I did. And if I didn't give him my swatch, he would have beat the crap out of both of us. Like, I saved your butt. So just collect your candy and shut the hell up, Danny.
Well, I'm telling Mom and Dad that you ruined my Halloween.
Drink.
Go ahead. See if I care.
Yeah, you don't care about anything anymore.
I got nothing to care about.
She's crying, bawling.
Sorry.
You're just scared Dad won't sign your driver's permit.
Permit. It
Right.
don't matter anyway. I'm not going anywhere.
Ugh. How come you don't have any amigos yet, Max? I got lots so far.
Yeah, you're a kid. It's easy for kids.
Oh, yeah. And you're such a big man, huh? You don't even shave yet. Like, look at you. Sorry. Have some candy.
Max splits a chocolate bar with her.
Boring here.
It's not really. There's lots of cool stuff. Like, look.
Full moon hangs over the Sanderson house far away.
I think full moons are good luck.
Come on, I'll take you home.
Max notices the street sign under which they've been sitting, Chestnut Street.
Over to this street, and then we'll go home.
No, that's just rich people down there. They'll make us bob for apples and drink cider. Max.
397 Chestnut Street, Allison's house. Impressive. Party inside. Max rings the doorbell.
How come this one?
I don't know.
Allison answers, Space Princess costume, too sexy for my shirt.
Trick or treat. I ain't bobbing for apples.
Well, hi, Allison.
Oh, fuck. Oh, brother.
A catered party, all adults. Allison's bored.
It's my parents' annual party.
Great.
It's completely boring.
Great.
You want some cider?
Sure.
No. So I guess we know why you've been such a jerk lately?
What are you talking about?
You want her to be your girlfriend, duh, and she doesn't even know your name.
Yes, she does.
Here you go. What was your name again?
Max?
Just tell her and let's go, Max.
Up, Danny.
Tell me what?
Nothing.
My brother's got the hots for you.
Max chokes. That's bad, but how Allison looks at him, well.
I like your costume. Very authentic.
Oh, thanks. My mom made it for me, but I helped.
I'm really into witches.
Really? Me too. We just learned about those sisters in school.
Drink.
No.
The Sanderson sisters?
Drink.
I know all about them. My mom used to run the museum.
There's a museum about them?
Well, they shut it down. A lot of spooky things happened there.
Oh, where was it?
It was at their house. I think they were wrong to close it. It's a piece of history.
Neat. I'm really into witches too.
Would you like to see it?
Oh, see what? What?
The Sanderson Museum. I'll get my mom's keys. They'll never know I'm gone.
Just take her to the movies like a normal person. My friend said that those witches ate kids.
There's no such thing as witches, and even if there were, they've been dead like 300 years.
Hillside Wood. Max, Allison, and Danny trudge Emily Binx's hill. Full moon.
What's your costume supposed to be?
Yeah, he's too cool for a costume. Like, he was just taking me around.
That's really nice.
I always do it, every year, always do it.
Yeah, my parents made him.
He hit her.
If you hit me one more time, Max, sorry, I'll tell her you listen to Neil Diamond.
Max slaps his hand over her mouth.
I don't believe it. You listen to Neil Diamond? I love Neil Diamond.
Props to Neil Diamond. Hillside. The old Sanderson house looms at the top of the hill as Max, Allison, and Danny climb the hillside in the ghostly moonlight. Max leads the way. It's real spooky.
They found the bones of 100 children buried in this hillside.
Look, a thigh bone.
It's a stick. Oh, God, I hate him.
Sanderson House, the sign, the Sanderson House, circa 1642, home of Winifred, Sarah, and Mary Sanderson, hanged as witches, Halloween night, 1692, 12 to 5, Monday through Saturday, donation $3. The sign is rotting. The place is overgrown. A newer sign being nailed over the old, closed, no trespassing. Dark clouds cross the moon.
The witch's ashes are supposed to be buried under the house. The Sanderson sisters were just misunderstood eccentrics, persecuted by ignorant people in an ignorant time.
Drink on sisters.
Yeah, geez, Danny.
Something bolts by Max's feet and he leaps.
Oh, yeah, big man.
The black cat sits twixt the gang and the house. Its eyes shine in the dark. It meows strangely.
It's a cat. Whoa. Whoa. It was talking. Did you hear it? It said, "Get out."
It said meow and really long.
I hope you didn't hurt it.
No way. They got like 9 lives.
Darkness, stumbling. Max flicks on a mini mag.
God, Max, I'm scared. Aren't you scared? I'm scared. Are you?
My friends and me used to sneak in after hours all the time when we were little and play Ouija board and stuff, but it was never like this. It's weird now. Oh my God, I forgot about those.
Max watches effigies wearing talisman necklaces. Or Max, oh God, wax witch effigies wearing talisman necklaces. They're huddled over the cauldron. I love the way that they're changing into old text here.
Right.
Max ventures forward. Danny clings to his arm. He wrenches free.
The spell book of Winifred Sanderson, given to her by the devil himself, bound in human skin. It contains the recipes for spells of destruction and life. Human skin, right?
Unless you believe in this stuff, it seems goofy.
Max feels his oats here, and in public, he ain't afraid of nothing.
Definitely. Check this out.
Black candle display, a box of old matches nearby.
The candle of the black flame, made from the tallow of a stillborn calf. Gross. And the fat of a hanged man. No way. This candle was used by...
Strikes a match.
The sisters
Drink.
to illuminate the pages of the spell book while they conjured. Legend has it that it will also raise the dead when lit by a virgin on Halloween night.
Drink.
Well, guess I'm out then.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's what she meant.
Sorry, my fault.
Meant who what?
Before they hanged her, Winifred Sanderson cast one last spell. One Halloween night when the moon is round, a virgin will summon us from the ground.
In the background through the window, the clouds drift away, revealing the full moon. The room is suddenly illuminated with moonlight. It's real spooky, and Allison and Danny are scared.
Cool. Well, let's light this thing and meet the hags. Would you like to do the honors?
You know, we shouldn't be fooling around with this.
Yeah, no kidding. You adults, duh.
What are you afraid of? It's all just a bunch of hocus pocus.
And that is the finish your drink line, everybody.
It came so early.
I know.
I just filled my drink.
Well, you better get, oh gosh, luckily I didn't have that much wine left. You know, that's a good enough time to remind folks that they should donate to our charity tonight, Creative Action. You can do that. It should be pinned in the Cedar chat. We hope you're having fun there on Cedar, and we hope that if you are having fun, you will make a donation. Creative Action does awesome things, and they are not just a bunch of hocus pocus. They're a kick-ass nonprofit. So support them. And now,
Billy Ray.
What? Yes, Clay.
You're doing so well, reminding everybody to drink and remind people about the charity tonight. You're absolutely on top of it.
Yeah. Thank you. I feel like I'm doing good too, but by the time this is over, you won't be praising me, I promise. It's all downhill from here, folks.
That's why I got it in early.
Thank you. Okay, back to the action. Suddenly, with a panther-like yowl, just like that, the black cat leaps out of the darkness and lands on Max's back. For a moment, it hangs on, clawing him viciously.
Get him off me!
As suddenly as it is attacked, the cat drops off Max and disappears into the shadows. Allison nervously laughs as Max freaked out stare. Max, embarrassed, picks up a piece of firewood and brandishes it like a weapon.
Yeah, stupid cat.
Sneezes. From the shadows, a very human-like cat yowling can be heard.
Meow, meow, meow.
He says that's what you get for hitting him with a rock. Oh my God, I can hear him now too.
What?
He talks.
He told you.
He says if we don't get out of here right now, we'll never get out.
Wait, so why can't I hear him?
Only those who believe in magic can hear him speak. Duh.
You guys are overreacting.
You know what? Let's get out of here.
Yeah, great idea. Thank you.
They start out.
Wait a second. Where's your candy?
Who cares?
Forget it, Max. Let's go.
No way. My dad will kill me if I bring her home with no candy. I'll never get my learner's permit.
Oh gosh, I knew there was only one reason you took me.
They look. The cat meows menacingly.
Shut up, Morris.
Sneezes. The moon slips behind the clouds again, darkening the room. Max flicks his lighter lit.
I can't see a thing. Let's just split.
Max looks at the black flame candle. Without thinking, he lights it. Danny sees him.
Max, no!
But it's too motherfucking late. Max's lighter ignites the flame, but instead of giving off light, the flame literally sucks in the light around it like a black hole. He realizes he's just made the blunder of his life.
Uh-oh.
But it's too late. With a sudden explosion, all the light in the room is sucked into the candle, while at the same time a strange howling wind emanates out of the flames and blows around the room. Hellish laughter and screaming are heard as the wind gusts blowing around dust and objects.
Oh no.
Light erupts from the ground, carrying the buried ashes of the witches and streams through the floorboards. The light and ashes stream up into the wax dummies, lighting them from the inside out, melting the wax.
No.
The effigies moan like the undead. Wax drops off them in luminous thick lugies. The plaster explodes on the mannequins. Waxy plaster dust fills the room and moonlight filtered and the trillion particles clear slowly. The kids duck behind the spellbook display. They stare and shudder at what was impossibly manifest before them. The Sanderson sisters, skinny, fat, and ugly, unchanged and pissed. They are slow to realize their good fortune as they pinch themselves to verify their freshliness.
Sisters, we have returned.
What happened?
A virgin lit the candle.
Who brought us back?
The witches scan the room and see the three witch effigies. Winifred approaches them.
Sisters.
Drink. She puts her hand on one and it falls over. Winifred examines them, puzzled. Suddenly, Sarah's nose starts twitching.
And Mary says,
Smell them, sisters.
What?
Children. Eyes out.
Winifred whacks Mary with the back of her hand, sending her slamming into a rack of potions, and Winifred turns on the charm.
Out, my dears. We will harm you.
You love children.
Winifred suddenly flips over the table, revealing Danny, who is petrified. Dressed as a witch, she thinks fast and pretends to be one.
Greetings, sisters.
Drink.
Fuck.
Greetings, little one.
It was I who brought you back.
I see.
The three witches gather closely around her, pawing and poking her with their sharp fingers.
Such a pretty little girl.
Pretty fingers, pretty eyeballs.
And she's so well fed.
Tell me, my sweet, what is the date?
October 31.
All Hallows Eve. My curse worked just as planned. And the year?
1992.
Sisters!
Ready?
We have been dead 300 years.
Wow, time flies.
When you're dead.
They howl with laughter.
Yeah, I guess I'll be going. Thank you.
For supper.
No, I'm not hungry. I'm on a diet.
But we are.
The witches howl with evil laughter and seize Danny with their talon-like hands. They're about to tear her to fucking pieces when a voice shouts,
Hey!
The witches turn and see Max holding one of the buckets of rainwater. He hurls the water, scoring a direct hit on Winifred and soaking her thoroughly. Everything stops as everyone looks at Winifred to see what happens. As she gets so mad that the water literally sizzles off her face.
It worked in the Wizard of Oz.
Back to Winifred as her rage increases. Her electricity charges up. Her hands stand straight on end. Suddenly, she throws out her hands and zaps Max with a stream of crackling electrical energy. Mary and Sarah cackle with delight as Max is literally lifted off the ground, writhing in an electrical field.
Burn him to a cinder.
Winnie.
Annie gets mad.
You leave my brother alone.
She picks up a small pot and beans Winifred with it. The electrical charge is broken. Max slumps to the ground and Winifred goes down to the floor, momentarily stunned. But in an instant, she has regained her senses. She snatches up Danny with both hands and lifts her off the ground. When Allison attacks her, but Winifred easily knocks her aside with a blow from her hand. Winifred is about to wring Danny's neck when suddenly there is a ferocious yowl, and the black cat leaps out from its hiding place high on a shelf and lands on Winifred's head, scratching and clawing her savagely. Winifred releases Danny and all hell breaks loose. Mary tries to grab Allison, who punches her in the nose. Winifred tears the cat off and throws it against the wall. Max comes to his senses, sees what's happening, then spots the sprinkler system on the ceiling. Mary cackles like an idiot. Danny finds her candy bag, and Winifred is about to grab her again when Max suddenly leaps up on the table.
Hey!
He clicks the lighter, which flames, then catches the witch's attention.
You have messed with the great and powerful Max, and must now suffer the consequences. I summon the burning rain of death.
Max, who has positioned himself perfectly, lifts his hand and holds the flame under an old sprinkler head on the ceiling. For a beat, nothing happens, and then an old fire alarm bell starts sounding, and all the sprinkler heads on the ceiling start gushing water. The witches scream in horror as they imagine they're about to die an agonizing death.
The spell book!
Screams while the kids scramble to escape. The black cat, who is under Thackery Binx, leaps up onto Max's shoulder, putting his face right up to Max's. 300 years have turned Binx into a tough, very worldly cat.
Get the spell book!
Max instinctively reaches to pry the cat off, and Binx bites his hand.
Oh, God, you talk!
I do lots of other things too. You listen to me, boy. Get that book or there'll be hell to pay.
Max is paralyzed. Whap, whap. Couple quick paw shots across Max's cheek.
Hurry!
Max grabs the spell book and he runs out past the writhing witches, and Binx scrambles after them.
Hey, heal! Heal! Follow me.
Max stops. Allison and Danny stop, and they look back at him.
Wait a minute. I want to know what's going on.
Binx turns around and leaps back into Max's face again.
Stop doing that!
Binx stuffs a paw in Max's mouth.
Shut up! I'm a cat. I'm talking to you. You understand what I'm saying? Some 300-year-old witches want to kill you. Any more questions? Good. More later. Right now, who's in charge?
We are.
Fine boy. This way.
Binx dashes away. Danny follows. Allison next. She leaves Max with a sudden disapproving look. The witches, still screaming in imagined agony, are getting soaked. Winifred tastes the water streaming into her mouth and realizes...
Water! It is but water. And Mary says,
refreshing.
The boy has tricked us. My book, they have stolen it. After them, sisters.
Great. They lead down the hill by Mary's life of its own nose like Toucan Sam to the Fruit Loops. They stop suddenly at a black river.
The river Styx? Winnie, we truly gone to that.
'Tis the most strange vessel. Ah, a vessel for fording this river.
So clever, sister. Mayhaps 'tis not too deep.
Winifred shoves Sarah onto asphalt.
Sister, I can't swim.
Sarah stumbles onto the road and stands there drowning in oxygen.
'Tis firm as a stone. It is a road.
Just like bone. 'Tis firm as stone.
A little
road that's toad.
Walk. Huge headlights cut out of the darkness. They barrel straight for Sarah and Mary, and the witches scream. They leap for the bushes and hide there watching as a fire truck speeds by, sirens blaring. It stops at the Sanderson house.
Mary says.
We didn't hear. I don't think we heard it, Ray. The field outside the graveyard. Binx leads the way. Danny, Allison, and Max hurry after him. They approach the gates of the Salem County Cemetery.
This is a graveyard.
Brilliant. Someone told you.
Why are you talking to us in here?
Just do what he says, Max. Come
Yeah,
on.
really. You got us into this anyway.
Me? You're the one who wanted to go up there.
I didn't light the candle.
Kids, knock that stuff off, or I'll turn this car around right now.
Binx squeezes through the iron gates and the gang follows.
Step lively, 'tis hallowed ground. The vile witches cannot set foot upon it.
The Sanderson house. The firemen kill the sprinklers and head for the truck.
Kids again.
Man, I hate Halloween.
Drink. The fire truck rumbles away as the witches emerge from the bushes.
The crimson vessel of witch hunters, sisters.
Drink.
Did ye see the tools of torture? A witch is blinded first, then crushed neath the rollers, hanged by the nooses and tortured with the axe of confession.
Hey, 'tis a different world. Hurry. We must get back that book.
Mary snatches a burly wood beetle off the house and she eats it.
My spell book.
Why, sister? Pray tell.
I needed to perform a spell. Sisters,
Right.
consider thy arms.
They do. Winifred digs a finger into hers. She gets waxed. Sarah gets waxed. Mary hurts herself.
Oh. Oh. Are we not flesh, sister?
Oh, 'tis only the girth which slows thy fit.
But I don't want to be a dummy, Winnie.
Little help for that, sister. I fear the hourglass is pouring. See too how we move about now. We do not walk as flesh. We float as spirit. Neither alive nor dead. We must get that spell book and conjure for our lives this night. Come, the hours are numbered.
Winifred spins grandly, her witch togs twirling, heading for the house. The dunces follow.
And we are dead by dawn.
Salem County Cemetery. The kids follow Binx through the graveyard past tombstones, and a skeleton wielding a scythe appears from nowhere. They scream, just a sculpted grave marker. Binx leaps on it.
William Butcher, murderer, thief, drunkard.
A versatile guy he was, Billy the Butcher.
All right, like you knew him.
Like, totally, I knew him. That's right, Junior, I did. I knew Napoleon B., Mark Twain, Tom Edison, Davy Crockett, Chuck Lindbergh, Babe Ruth, and Walt Disney, too.
Really?
Really. I knew Billy before and after he was strung up. The witches stole his body from the gallows and brought him back to life to raise a little hell, if you know what I mean. To keep their secrets, they cut out his tongue and sewed his mouth shut with a dull needle. Now you know what we are dealing with. It ain't Elizabeth Montgomery. There now, Since I've got your attention, boys and girls, let me just say that we are one in one grave situation. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
You the little boy who was turned into a cat?
Yes, I am. Thackery Binx, at your service.
I knew it.
The Sanderson house is wrecked. Winifred whistles, a classic twig broom flies to her, and Sarah whistles, a modern type nylon bristle angle broom skitters over to her. Note, when she flies then, her broom is always out of alignment. She flies at an angle. Mary whistles, and a 30-year-old chrome-railed Electrolux vacuum chugs out of the closet to her and unceremoniously slaps her in the forehead with its chrome handle. With an impressive flurry of cape, Winifred mounts her broom.
To the sky!
In the sky above Salem, the witches fly. They consider Salem village far below. The city lights seem like pyres.
Salem village is a changed world. Many witches burning regular now.
At the graveyard, Danny and Allison listen intently as Binx tells his tale. Max is still feeling peeved.
Do you like being a cat a lot?
At first, I enjoyed myself. Being a cat was a highly sensuous experience. I slept all day, prowled around at night. No pussy jokes. My family took me in. I slept by the fire and everybody petted me. But then the years started to pass. I watched my parents grow old and die, and my brothers and sisters, and their children, and their children. But I was always left behind.
Not to be insensitive, but why didn't you kill yourself?
Don't you think I tried? But I always survived. I fell into deep despair. I couldn't die, but I had no reason to live. Then one day I realized immortality was a curse, but it gave me a purpose. The Sanderson sisters
Drink
had vowed to return from the grave, but I'd always be here to stop them. They'd never harm another child as long as I was here. So for 3 centuries, I've guarded that house, especially on Drink Motherfucker Night. When I knew some airhead virgin might light that candle.
What are we gonna do?
Make sure the hags don't get the spell book.
This?
Yes, that. The Devil's Spell Book. It contains all of Witch Winifred's most powerful and heinous spells. Don't let it get out of your sight. And remember this, all of you. It is evil, and only evil can come of it. Is that clear? Good.
So, they did magic at their house? How come they need it?
Good point. As near as I can figure, they have minor magic at their beck and call. You know, unseen force, fireballs from the palms, bewitchments, etc., etc.
If they get it back, what would they do with it?
I only saw them conjure with it once. They'd cooked a potion that, as near as I could even figure out, they planned to give to the children of Salem Village.
For what?
I don't know.
Well, we're just talking about 3 old ladies versus the 20th century, right? I mean, how bad could it be? We got guns now.
Suddenly, an electric cord drops, dangles from the sky in front of Max, and Binx looks skyward.
Bad.
Book, be mine!
The spell book leaps.
Get it!
Max intercepts. Allison and Danny take cover and hide their eyes. Binx leaps to the tombstone.
This is hallowed ground. Whisk off, wretched hags.
My, still alive?
Till the eternity, if it means vexing the likes of you, vile wench.
Enjoying your 9 million lives?
That strikes a chord in Binx, and he's a taut ball of fur.
Catch the kitty, bind him with wire, skin him alive, set him on fire.
Give us the book and we'll be gone.
No way, fatso.
Better still, when I'm through with you.
Mary dive bombs Danny. She flattens to the ground. The Electrolux zooms inches above.
Enough! Give me that book or die.
Land here and take it, evil sow.
Winifred and her sister's air huddle.
Don't like this.
But you said they can't touch us here, right? Right?
They cannot.
What do you mean they?
Winifred unpockets the black flame candle and holds it ready.
Souls at peace, remain at rest. Tortured spirits, join our quest. Smell with nose, see with eye. Twist your fingers towards the sky. Push aside your earthen sheet. Stand upon your good dead feet. Life is sweet. Be not shy, sleeping. Slave, arise! Arise!
Winifred snaps her craggy fingers and lights the candle, and Binx is thrown off William Butcher's tombstone. The grave marker rolls. Rotted coffin planks erupt from the grave, and then Billy the Butcher climbs out, a zombie, his mouth sewn shut. He blinks the dirt from his eyes, which are somehow miraculously intact. Nothing else about him is, though. Danny, Allison, and Max are struck dumb and frozen stiff as Binx leaps onto Max's chest once more.
Hey, isn't that Doug Jones? Ever seen Night of the Living Dead? Well, it's all true. Zombies eat people. We're gone like the wind. Follow me.
After the children!
Billy moves on Allison and Danny, who run after Binx, making tracks out of the graveyard.
But you said we can't leave the cemetery.
Yeah, well, you said you had guns. Fine, fine. You stay here then.
Billy growls. Max splits. Billy runs into a low branch and knocks his head off, fumbles around for his noggin, finds it, sets it back, chases on. The kids sprint for the cemetery wall as Billy closes. Suddenly, the witches appear, hovering right in front of them.
Peekaboo, we see you. Give me the book.
Binx lunges towards them.
This way.
With total trust, Danny and Allison run after Binx. Max slows a bit, skeptical. Mary hovers Lois, hands out, ready to catch Binx.
Here, kitty, kitty.
Binx leaps right into Mary's waiting hands. No! He soars over her and disappears into a bramble patch along the wall. Danny and Allison follow him, sliding under Mary, who's looking after Binx. Into the bushes and vanishes well. Max sees the escape and runs faster. Suddenly, Sarah is hovering in front of him. He looks back. Billy's right on top of him. As Billy's bony phalanges reach for him, Max screams, dashes forward, and...
Come to mama, you fresh young thing.
rips a momentous slide under Sarah and vanishes into the bush patch. Billy plows full body into Sarah, knocking her into a dizzying series of crazy aerial loops. Billy recovers and tears away bushes. He rips at them so hard, his arms come flying off on the back rip. He runs to get it, revealing that he's uncovered a large hole in the ground.
Damnable child! Damn Thackery Binx! Damn him to the dogs for eternity!
It was your idea to turn him into a cat, Winnie.
Sister, puncture thyself and let the air out of my brain. Down the hole, after them, rotting beast. Bring them to me dead or dead.
Billy crawls down the hole. Mary air tumbles back to her sisters. She's dizzy and disheveled. Just as she takes a deep breath, her nose tears off in some direction.
Have a berry this way.
Sewer tunnel, complete darkness, a match striking, then illumination. Max grabs a length of rotting cloth and wraps it around an equally rotting length of wood.
Where are we? I'm really scared, Max. I want to go home.
It'll be all right. Just let me get this torch lit.
He lights the makeshift torch, revealing they're underneath the graveyard. Corners of long buried coffins stick through the dirt. Bits of corpses and skeletons hang down, and Danny hides her eyes as Max screams.
It's creepy down here.
Excellent hunting ground. Moles and shrews aplenty.
Ugh, moles. Yuck.
It's not like I can roll up to a drive-thru and order a burger, you know. I got no pockets. Can't carry money.
Footsteps in the muck down the tunnel, and Binx perks an ear.
Billy, his touch will rot you where you stand. Let's go.
Above Salem, the witches fly in formation. Mary leads the way. Her nose pulls her herky-jerky. It yanks her downward towards Salem. It's zeroed in. She rockets towards Earth.
They be a million lanterns, not pyres. The world has grown.
Then, Winnie, I've got them.
Neighborhood street. Mary the spiraling meteor crash lands like a model rocket in the front lawn. Winifred and Mary land nearby, and they stow their brooms and consider the street in horror.
My nose never lies. I smell children.
Trick-or-treaters everywhere.
Hobgoblins, hundreds of them.
There are children here, I swear it.
But where? Where?
Ghoulies, ghosties, jawas run by.
I want to go back to hell.
Quiet. I must think. This is very strange.
A group of ghouls ring a doorbell. An adult answers. He drops something in the ghouls' upheld bags. Mr. Noonan's house. The witches hold their skirts as bags. Winifred figures out the doorbell and rings it. The door opens.
Welcome to hell.
The witches are aghast. Sarah and Mary cringe abjectly. Winifred is skeptical.
Sir,
We beg you. Oh, sorry, that's not my line. Shit.
it's all right.
We beg your pardon. We did not know you lived here, master.
You're the hottest hags I've seen all night.
Oh,
Master, you're too
fine.
You know, you're not bad
yourself,
yourself,
sire.
sir.
All right. We seek 3 children and a cat.
Well, this'll hold you till you find them. Some for you, one for you, some for you. Love your schnoz.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Why, master, come sport with us.
Later, when Mrs. is asleep,
Master has taken a wife?
I still fool around.
The devil wags his tongue at them and closes the door.
I'm not gonna do that.
That wasn't in the movie.
No, they cut out the creepy predator stuff.
Yeah.
Because, you know, think below, master is his old self.
Riches.
Winifred and Sarah consider Mary's discovery.
Look, 'tis the candy-covered finger of a man named Clarke.
She inhales it.
'Tis but caramel.
Oh, why would master give us candy?
Winifred clues in. A little zombie approaches and she rips the kid's mask off.
Because he is not our master, and these are not hobgoblins.
Hey, butthead, lay off my latex.
Hell, I knew it.
Sarah tries to grab the morsel. The kid blindsides her with his candy sack and split.
The zombie kid says,
Freaks.
"Freaks."
Freaks.
Drink, Clay. Winifred hauls her sisters by the ears as she floats to the sidewalk.
Okay. All Hallows Eve has become a night of frolic when everyone wears costumes and runs amok. See them collecting candies and treats. See how many children now in Salem Village. Sisters, we must brew up some spells at once.
But your spell book, Winnie.
Winnie.
I thought.
Yes. We need that book. But this is too much to pass by. We can kill 2 cows with a single stone this night. Don't you see?
No.
No.
Winifred draws them painfully across the street to the brooms and they mount up.
You will, sisters.
Drink.
You will. The book will wait while we gather children. If it's candy they desire, then candy we will give them freely.
Winnie gets an itch.
Time grows short. I fear the worst. Lead on, Sister Sarah, quickly to the sweets.
And the bitches, the witches take
The bitches?
the witches.
Canceled.
The witches take to the sky. The witches take to the sky. Sewer tunnel. Binx and the kids crawl through an office. Binx's digs. Emerging here in Binx's 300-year-old subterranean home. Fascinating. Everything's on a cat scale. The joint's self-contained and harbors the treasures of 3 centuries. Thousands of books. Home entertainment. The kids are in awe. An autographed Elizabeth Montgomery picture. Binx goes to the kitty kitchen and retrieves a can of food.
This wasn't in the movie either.
You live here?
Be it ever so humble.
But how'd you get all this stuff down here?
Couple Brit friends of mine helped. Eddie and Winston, bulldogs. Work like animals. Do you mind? I can do it, but It'll take an hour. That's what I miss the most, you know?
What?
Thumbs. Let me just refuel and we're out of here. What?
Nothing. Sorry.
Cat.
So okay, what are we gonna do?
I got it. Look, they want the book, right? So
Max drops the book on the floor, lights a match, and Binx disinterestedly hops on his little Tykes Barcalounger.
We just torch it.
All watch as Max lays flame to the book. The book blows the flame out with dust twixt its pages.
It is protected by magic. The book cannot be destroyed.
Wow. Could have just told me that.
No substitute for experience, Junior. Hey, kid, I'm sorry. It's just that I've been around the world more times than I can remember. Always a year at a time. Always making sure I was back here every Halloween. To prevent all this, you know? So naturally, you sort of put a bug in my biscuit, you know? I just didn't want to see what happened to Emily occur again.
Who was Emily?
My little sister. After I disappeared, she was never the same. She died a year later.
We can never really let him get to the spell book then, huh?
We need help. Who do you trust most in the world to believe you?
My dad.
Clamoring echoes in the entrance tunnel to Binx's home.
It's Billy the Bonesman. Come on, we gotta move.
Salem Mall, grocery store, blasts out of the sky, rockets across the parking lot, into the store at Mach 1. Slaloms late night shoppers, aisles of food, and finally comes to a broom-bending halt at a Halloween candy display. New and improved Little Candy Voodoo Snaps. Crows. Ah, God. Voodoo crows. Relieved, Mary lets her broom handle go. Snap! It slaps the Keystone box and the whole display tumbles.
Oh. Oh, sorry. Nope. I'll drink.
Quickly!
The witches stack their broom bristles with boxes and they speed out the door. Take to the sky once more and zip-like comets through a 3-story French cruller on a donut shop. Night owl teenage Halloweeners tapping keggers in their mini trucks. A manhole is pushed open by Max and Binx springs out, immediately caught in a set of headlights.
Uh-oh!
Max ducks. A loud car horn dopplers by overhead. Thump, thump, doof, ugh, and a squealing yelp. Then silence. Max, Denny, and Allison climb out, stand looking down with saddened faces. Danny cries. Allison's hand jumps to her mouth and Max's eyes widen. Pop! A stuck plunger pulled off smooth glass. Allison's hand comes down and Danny stops crying. Max's eyes widen even more. Then thwomp poof poof. Binx springs to his feet, shakes his little head like a cartoon character after a good steamrolling.
I hate it when that happens.
But
that car just totally flattened you.
It hurt too.
That's impossible.
Improbable, not impossible.
Binx leaps atop a newspaper rack and the kids keep their spooked distance. Binx explains under the glow of a street lamp.
When the witches cursed me, they gave me 9 million lives. It wasn't until after the first 50, when my family all passed on, that I realized what the wretched sisters...
Oh, great. Thank you.
...had really done. I cannot die.
Billy the Butcher's fingers lift the manhole cover. A cop's bike roars over it, and Billy's fingers snip off and tumble away. The zombie moans. The kids are now making their way towards the waterfront.
Okay, all right, let's get moving. We can't stand in one place like this.
Billy the Butcher's approaching slowly with those long, scary, dead guy wobbly strides.
This is all your fault.
What? Don't blame me for everything. I didn't make the guy rise from the dead.
Kids?
No, but you brought the witches back and they did. So you're responsible.
Okay, but it was your idea to go up to their house in the first place.
Excuse me, guys.
God, you're immature. I didn't tell you to light the candle.
Yes, you did.
Boys and girls, we're up to our necks in...
It was just a dare. You didn't have to do it. If I dared you to jump off a bridge, would you?
If you dared me, yeah, I would.
You would?
You would?
Uh-huh.
You're crazy.
You're impossible.
True love.
Binx looks back. Billy cometh. Checks the area. They're stuck. Billy is about to grab the kids when, bam, a telephone pole erupts from a corner and blindsides Billy, knocking him into the ocean. Alan and Ben appear, shouldering a big wooden cross. They're wolving candy.
Ben! Alan!
Maximilian?
Thanks, man. We were dead meat.
What are you talking about?
Oh, for knocking that zombie out with the... what's this anyway? This cross?
Oh, wait.
There we go.
That's me. Hey, let me drink first.
Rico.
The ultimate fetish. The night grew dark. We grew scared. We built a cross. The most powerful talisman renders all demons powerless. Heavy, though. You want it?
You gotta get some of this crow candy. I can't believe how good it is.
Binx's ears perks up. He seems extremely suspicious.
Where did you get these sweets?
Where'd you get it?
Some hags are giving it out at the haunted house extravaganza.
They're giving it out free. I'm out. Let's go get more.
Lead on, D'Artagnan.
Alan and Ben turn to leave, dragging their cross. They halt, turn back.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
They look twixt Max and Allison.
We hallucinate.
Jinx? Wait, what the fuck? This is some of the most confusing dual dialogue I've ever seen.
Yeah, they both say we hallucinate, and then they
we
go,
both say we
"Jinx."
hallucinate. Okay, you ready, Rico?
Let's go. You ready?
Okay, yeah, 3, 2, 1.
We
We hallucinate. Jinx.
Jinx.
Ah!
Oh no. I think they got this candy out of the back of a van. I hope this isn't what I think it is.
Hill above Salem County annual haunted house. The gang meets Binx, crouched low, looking down an old warehouse converted for the night.
Keep your tails down.
Down below, the Sanderson sisters are handing out candy to the hundreds of kids in line at the haunted house. The kids run around and get back in line for more. 2 little kids come up the hill, sucking the crows.
I'm out. Give me another.
Hi. Drop it, kid.
They do.
Rabbit cat. Rabbit cat.
Max picks up the candy and studies it. It's a crow-shaped, everlasting gobstopper.
A crow?
Yeah, it's a little candy voodoo crow. They're a big deal this season.
Damn.
Oh, let me see.
It's just candy.
It's a bewitchment. A crow does evil's bidding. The witches enchant the sweet, give it to the child sleeps, and on the morn he is gone, never to be seen again.
Well, where do they go?
To the witches, where they perform some heinous curse.
Binx scans the many kids taking candy. An answer is coming to him. His eyes narrow and his ears are rigid.
Danny.
She's eating it.
Danny, no, spit it out.
Just say no, Danny.
Max grabs her and gives her a jolt to the back with his palm. Instead of spitting it out, she swallows it.
Oh.
What did you do that for?
I was trying to make her spit it out.
You have sealed her fate.
What? What did I do?
Binx is racing down the hill.
We must stop them.
Forget the setup. Binx just comes flying out of the shadows and lands square on Winifred's face. Okay. He goes to town attacking like a rabid animal. Winifred reels. Halloweeners spread out and watch, and they think it's part of the haunted house act. Max, Allison, and Danny collect the scattering candies and stuffing them in Danny's candy bag.
Give me all the crows. They're poison.
Some of the kids obey. Others scramble off, fervently sucking on the candy. Sarah and Mary grab Danny.
Sweet, like fresh meat.
Guess who's coming to dinner?
Womp! Allison crowns Sarah with a smiling jack-o'-lantern bucket. Candy corn explodes like a dynamited pinata. Sarah and Mary flail forward. Their sharp teeth pierce the corrugated metal siding of the warehouse. Sparks fly as dent meets aluminum. They're stunned and stuck. Allison hands the bucket back to the kid she took it from.
Thanks.
Cool. This is way better than last year.
Winifred flings Binx at the wall. He bounces off, hits the ground, rolls and springs to his feet once more. Winifred's gruesome sight, but the audience of kids love it. They applaud. She changes, as did Sarah, a hell hag.
You'll die 8 million times, each the worse than last. Little kitty with fire blast.
Winifred hurls a palm flame at Binx and sets him afire. Binx screeches. Max dunks him in a bobbing for apples tub, putting him out, and he sizzles.
We can't hold him. Let's get out of here.
Allison grabs Danny, the kids split, and the haunted house audience applauds.
Get up, you fools! After them! To the brooms!
Sarah and Mary rouse themselves. They're normal selves again, dopey as shit. The brooms fly over. The witches mount up. Winifred considers all the children still munching the little candy voodoo crows.
See you all real soon, kids!
Resume! They're off! In the woods, the gang slows to a walk and Binx stops.
I saw those kids, all those innocent kids eating the crows. I just saw my little Emily in all their faces. They have bewitched the children of Salem, and now they mean to take their lives.
They're gonna kill all the kids in town?
Yes, that's what take their lives means. Witchmans bring the children to them. Once there, with the spell book, the witches conjure a potion to drain children's lives.
What are we gonna do? Just hide the book from them? Like, forever?
No. With the bewitchments given out, I would say they mean to take it back tonight.
I don't feel good, Max.
The enchantment has begun. To your parents, hurry!
And Danny dies. No kidding.
No.
Kids start through the woods. A moment later, overhead, the witches fly
so
slowly.
good, Mr. Stark.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Mr. Stark. The witches fly slowly, scanning the treetops.
I see no children, only birdies. Squirrel. That reminds me, Winnie, I'm hungry.
Winifred smacks her. Mary spins round and round in the air, clutching her Electrolux hose.
My hose does not fly. They're down there. I can smell them.
Down there at Danny's funeral, the town's annual Halloween party is in progress. The place is packed. Adults in elaborate costumes hung outside smoking cigarettes, drinking beers, and snorting coke. Max, Allison, Danny, and Binx approach at a jog. Max, Allison, Danny, and Binx stand, taking in the noisy, crowded room, which is filled with adults dressed in bizarre costume, doing lines off each other's asses. An Elvis zombie dances with a 200-pound geisha. Chris Isaac is doing coke because it's Chris Isaac. This is one night of the year when the adult population of Salem gets to act out on their wildest, coke-riddled fantasies, and they make the most of it.
And I thought cats were weird.
They're around here somewhere. Let's split up and find them.
Max and Allison go one way, Danny and Binx another. Max and Allison moving through the crowd. Suddenly, a pair of white-nosed people clamped around Max's neck. Max and Allison jump. The camera booms back to reveal a white-faced vampire. We know what that means. In fact, Max's dad, costumed as Cocaine Dracula.
Dad.
I am not dead. I am Dadula. And who is this charming young blood donor?
Dad. Allison. Allison. Dad.
Type O negative. My favorite.
Okay, Dad.
Man.
Look, listen, something terrible has happened.
Your sister?
She's fine. We're planning the funeral, but she's fine. Dad, I know I'm an incredible wise ass, but I really need you to trust me on this one.
Cute.
Danny and Binx moving through the crowd with Binx in her arms. She hears somebody call her name, looks up, and sees a heavily made-up woman wearing an absurdly tight dress, a frightful-looking blonde wig, and bright red lipstick with a long streak of blood coming out of her nose. A huge crucifix dangles between two homemade, very pointy pink cellophane breast projections. Danny's horrified.
Mom! Hi. Oh, sorry. My mom actually. No, no. Sorry. What are you supposed to be?
Madonna. Obviously.
That tracks with the coke. Outside the town hall, the witches, following Mary's nose, approach through the parking lot. The folks outside pay little attention to them, taking them for fellow partiers because they're stoned out of their gourds.
Wait a minute. The Sanderson sisters?
Drink.
Yes.
I see.
I know you're coked out right now, but you gotta believe me.
I believe you, Max, but why is your nose getting longer?
Danny and her mom.
candy have you had, sweetie?
Oh, I haven't, old Dee. This is really happening.
I believe you. I believe you.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, I know.
What?
I'm talking to the cat.
Oh.
Don't worry, she's high as a kite. She'll never understand. Uh-oh, the girls are here.
Danny looks up and sees the witches entering the hall.
Let's share this with your father.
She's referring to the Coke. But when she looks back, Danny is gone.
Danny.
The witches split up and move through the crowd looking for the kids. A middle-aged woman costumed as Glinda from The Wizard of Oz approaches Sarah, but the magic she's spinning is white powder.
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Mary glowers at her for a beat and lets out with the biggest, juiciest, smelliest fart in movie history.
Wow.
Miss America, standing directly behind her, passes out while an Indian chief and Fidel Castro scurry for airspace.
That answer your question.
Back on Max, Dave, and Allison.
It's the truth, Mr. Dennison.
We swear it, Dad.
We swear to God.
On Dave, starting to believe them, the mayor, dressed as Long John Silver, steps up to the microphone on the podium. A line of contestants in cocaine and elaborate costumes stand behind him.
Oh, wow. That's commitment, Wampler.
Oh, yes. Excellent.
Arr, shiver me timbers. It be time for our annual contest. Costume can't fuck my ass.
It's the cocaine.
Arr.
Danny moves through the crowd looking for Max.
Gigi.
Get
off your phone.
I'm on stage. On page 70, 3/4 of the way down.
It's just Max.
You can't blame this one on your abuela this time.
We need to move it along, my pretty.
Okay. Then the mayor says,
Our contestants be right here behind me. Your applause will determine our winner.
Winifred has spotted Danny.
So without further ado, let's hear it for Saddam Hussein.
As the audience applauds mildly, Winifred gives a sharp whistle and Sarah and Mara spot Danny.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
They close in on her.
Julia Child.
Danny leaps on the stage and grabs the mic from the mayor.
Max, they're here.
Everyone gets quiet.
Shit.
They think they mean the cops, obviously. Max and Allison push their way up on the stage, leaving Dave very bewildered.
Max, what the heck is...
Max takes the mic from Danny.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an emergency. The kids in this town are in great danger.
Sanderson sisters have returned from the grave.
Frank?
And they are here.
She points to the sisters who are closing in on the stage. The audience, still not sure what's going on because of the coke, turn their gaze on the Sandersons, who, assuming they're caught, bare their teeth and hold out their talons, threatening the crowd like cornered rats. They are very scary, and the crowd instinctively pulls back. But when Winifred starts cackling with electricity, the crowd, taking this for a spectacular Halloween put-on, oohs and applauds appreciatively. Dave relaxes, laughs, and starts applauding. The kids realize no one believes them, and Winifred looks on the stage, but the kids and Binx are gone. She gnarls with frustration, but suddenly with a ferocious roar, Billy rushes up onto the stage. There is a beat as the audience stares at him. The mayor puts his hand over Billy's head, and the audience gives him a thunderous applause.
That's first place, son.
The mayor claps Billy on the back, and both his arms fall off. The audience shock reaction, and they applaud even harder. Dave and Jenny applauding proudly, doing coke off one another's shoulders.
We have a couple of creative kids, or what? Gosh!
Main Street. Max and Allison run for it. Danny's falling behind. The witches mount up.
time grows short. Hurry, Sister Sarah. Sniff them out.
The kids rush back through town, and Binx pads along a brick wall, head high with a gang.
So much for the townspeople. I think it's safe to say we're now officially on our own.
I knew they're too coked out to cooperate. Look, we just got to destroy this thing.
Indestructible. Don't you ever listen?
And what are we going to do?
Destroy the bitches! Witches! Destroy the witches!
The kids look to one another. They're scared.
How do you destroy a witch?
You drive a wooden stake through its heart, of course.
Gross. Nice.
No disrespect, but this is reality, Greg. If it was that easy, everybody'd do it. There are only two ways: hang them or burn them or take away their coke.
Well, how are we supposed to get nooses around their necks?
Unlikely.
Then we have to burn them?
And the flames must be as hot as the fires of hell.
They'll find us wherever we go, right? Okay, and I know where to lead them. Allison, take Denny home because she's gonna die. Binx and I will take care of this.
Dude, don't be so macho.
Yeah, we're in this together.
One thing I learned as a cat, when it comes to a fight, you want the females on your side.
That's a good line.
It is.
Okay, we're a posse.
And we somehow avoided that terrible cover of I've put a spell on you. So I call it a win.
They share a group hug. Drive-in movie theater, which is playing Night of the Living Dead because it's the only film that filmmakers can afford to play.
That's right. Public domain with no sound.
The Dead are, you know what? Let's just go back. They're actually playing Better Off Dead.
Yep.
The Dead are overtaking the town. The sisters fly close to the screen.
An encouragement, sisters. Our breathing, have prepared the way for us even as we drink. Speak. And they are defenseless. See, they merely sit and watch.
Over at the Moon Tower, the kids run away from the camera, which pulls up to reveal that this is the high school athletic field. The school looms in the distance. The kids are running towards it. Billy's put his arms back on, right to left and back to front. He's at a don't walk signal. He just stands there. The witches follow the kids sent across the field towards the school, which looks ominous in the moonlight.
What is this place? It stinks of children.
Mary points to several outdoor basketball hoops looming up in the dark.
What are those?
Oh.
Sarah and Mary gulp and rub their necks. They're scared.
This is a prison for children.
All right, Witty.
Sarah followed the scent to a window, which has been smashed and opened.
This is where they've entered.
I'll wait here.
Winifred and Mary share a look, then grab Sarah and shove her, shrieking in. Boys' locker room. The witches creep cautiously past the line of lockers.
Look! Oh, 'tis for the little ones. They hang them off these hooks, then close the door. These vents let them breathe.
This is a drowning pool. The victim is forced to walk that plank. Then they shove him in.
Sarah cackles. Mary sticks her finger in the water and tastes it.
The water has been poisoned.
Sarah titters. Weight room. The witches move past the weights and exercise equipment.
Oh, this must be the torture chamber.
See? The victim is strapped to this bench, and then these weights are put on his chest until the bones break.
They cackle.
Dawdling idiots. We must find my book before the sun comes up.
I wish this whole movie was just the witches stumbling across modern things.
and making like
Clearly that's what they wanted it to be.
Yeah.
The camera finds Binx crouched just outside the door to the gym, listening in on the witches.
Or we're dust. Dust! Do you understand?
Yes. Oh, yes. Angel dust. Sarah.
Yes. Do you understand? Do you understand?
yes, Winnie, and you've explained it so succinctly.
Oh, wait a second.
I hope so.
Hold up. Explain what?
Winifred jolts them, but a voice suddenly says,
Meow there.
Binx is sitting in the door to the gym, blinking at them languidly.
Are you bow wows up for a little chase?
Get him!
Binx scats as the witches mount their brooms and go flying after him. The corridor outside the gym as the witches come flying out into the corridor, but Binx is nowhere to be seen. The green school corridors stretch out in several directions, and the witches are baffled.
Where did he go?
Who?
Pop.
Hey.
Her noise points into the ceramic shop.
They be in here.
The kids and Binx's voice comes out of the brick room, and the witches rush inside and spring upon the kids.
Now we have you.
Oops, the voices come from a 1990s Sony Walkman. The source of Mary's smellment is a sock from each of the kids.
But seriously, girls, if you haven't realized by now, I'd just like to say, things are about to heat up around here.
Just as they realize they've been tricked, Binx and Max appear in the doorway outside.
And Max says,
Oh, I say things. Ah ha ha ha. Ah ha ha.
Looking for this?
Binx leans against the kiln door. It slams shut just as the witches rush for it. They press their faces up against the inside of the portal.
You will die a million deaths, cat. You will rue the day. Wretched snotlings. Woo!
Rue the day? Who says that?
Rue McClanahan.
I just fucking said it.
Watch the ignite button. Whoosh! An ocean of flame fills the kiln. Cromwell High School. They pull up and stop, seeing smoke rising from the kiln chimney. Binx hangs his head. 300 years of weighty purpose lifts from his shoulders. His eyes, his cat eyes, well up.
Binx, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. It's just, it's finally over.
Binx sees the chimney smoke forming three sinister shapes. The Sanderson sisters are reforming.
Binx, what's happening? We just cremated them.
I should have guessed. I should have known.
Known
I should have
what?
known.
Known what?
No.
They cannot die.
What?
So much coke will do that to you. They can't die because they're not alive. They're in transient form on All Hallows Eve. Not alive, not dead, spirit only. Winifred's curse said they'd come back when a virgin lit the black flame candle. You did. Back they came, for this night only. They seek the book to conjure a potion of life.
This Deus Ex Machina. What happens if they don't get the book?
By the morn they perish forever. So said Winifred Sanderson. But we cannot destroy them.
The witches have fully reformed now and they plummet.
And we gotta hide.
There is no place where Sarah's nose will not follow. The coke.
You gotta throw her off the scent until dawn.
Salem Street.
Coke?
Downtown. Billy's still there. Walk. Billy strides into the street. Don't walk flashes. Billy stops in the middle of the street.
He's just like out somewhere. Lost.
He's having his own goddamn adventure.
This is like a whole other movie.
I'm getting sleepy, Max. You got any coke?
Just stay awake for a little while, Danny. Please don't die yet. We're almost there.
Where are you taking us?
You don't want to know. Oh, no.
Day and Ernie are shave creaming a car. They step in front of Max.
Pass your bedtime, isn't it?
You know, you're a real witty guy, Ernie.
Oi, Mort Sweep, read my head. My name is Ice. Give me some of this cocaine that everyone else is doing.
Max gives him Danny's cocaine, and Danny's horrified.
Max, are these the cokeheads that stole your shoes?
Yeah. Ice, you know, those Crocs trainers look a lot better with this jacket and a white nose of coke. Trade me, and I'll I'll throw in my Red Sox cap, my Wayfarers, and some more Coke in this one sock I got left.
What are you doing?
Initially
right.
surprised, Allison smiles and nudges her.
All right, throw in the babe in your sock filled with Coke, and I'll think about it.
I'll give you each a hug.
Deal.
Max switches with Ernie. Allison gives Jay a hug and rubs all over him.
Hey, do it.
Ernie shoves him away. Allison hugs him real quick. Binx rubs Ernie's leg. Danny shakes hands with him.
What the
There's a lot of
fuck?
weird molesting going on here.
This is not in the movie.
No.
Nope.
Is it gonna be
Hey,
on the
hey,
credit
thank
rating?
God.
I just want to be clear, there's not me leg.
I'll rub it anyway.
Oi.
Where are we going now?
My favorite restaurant.
Whataburger. Behind a seafood restaurant that reads parking for Captain Crab Seafood Palace only. All others will be towed. This means you, sailor. The kids, led by Binx, come into view and approach a large green dumpster in a corner right behind the restaurant. Fish tails, heads, and bones litter the ground around it. Binx laps his chops. Danny holds her nose. They all do coke.
Oh my god.
Delish.
You.
Two alley cats leap out of the dumpster. They sit on its rim and lick their. They've just had a good meal.
These are my friends, Halftail and Lovebite. Lovebite and I used to have this thing, but some French wooed her. You know the old story. Last one is the smelly dog.
Do we have to?
Think of it as a seafood jacuzzi.
Oh, don't. That's terrible. Never think of anything as a seafood.
I'm just thinking about how a child cat had sex with a real cat. Binx plunges in, which I assume what happened earlier, and the kids follow. Camera holds on the dumpster as the kids ad-lib grossed out reactions.
Wow, this is gross. This is
Ew, gross.
You're happy to me.
Real gross. So gross.
You guys are so good at ad-libbing. It must be the coke. Oh, the scrod is fabulous. Scrod, of course, is code for cocaine.
Lovebite, still licking her paws, hears something and looks up. The shadow of the witches and Billy can be seen approaching, and the murmur of their voices is heard. Lovebite meows a warning.
The witches!
Inside the dumpster, the cats can be heard scurrying around as the witches, following Mary's nose, come skulking into view. She follows the scent of the children right up to the dumpster. Mary looks straight down into the dumpster, which is filled with fish parts, napkins, lobster claws. The kids have completely buried themselves in the goop. Mary reaches into the dumpster and comes up with a fish head, which she nibbles on.
Well,
Lost them.
idiot.
But then she sees Lovebite and turns instantly charming.
Hello, Puss Puss.
Lovebite just blinks at her.
Tell me, my pretty, would you like
Winifred puts her hand in her magic sack and pulls out a living mouse.
a nice mouse?
She dangles it by its tail in front of Lovebite, who licks her chops. Mary would like to eat it herself, and Sarah eyes it greedily. She'd like to pull its legs off.
Have you seen 3 children and a black cat?
Lovebite meows in the affirmative.
Where did they go?
Lovebite points her tail in the direction the witches came from. Meow, meow.
Snitches
Returning to her
get
old evil
stitches,
self.
Lovebite.
Winifred hisses at Lovebite, frightening her, then drops the mouse, which Mary and Sarah both dive for. They bash together.
Misters, the children have doubled back. After them.
The witches jump on their brooms and fly off. A moment later, the kids' fish-covered heads peer over the rim of the dumpster, close on Binx and Lovebite, rubbing against each other affectionately.
Oh, thanks, LB.
The kids climb out of the dumpster and stand picking fish bones off themselves. Danny is whiny, really miserable, a 7-year-old who needs to go to bed as the 2 cats have sex nearby.
It worked.
Now what?
We need a place to hide until the sun comes up.
Oh God, can we just go home?
Yes. That's exactly where we're going.
Are you crazy? But what will you tell your parents?
The usual. Nothing.
The
They're
Dennison home
super
lit
hot
by the
right now
moon
anyway.
as the kids and Binx run down the street towards it. The full moon, and then pans down to a woodsy area. Jay and Ernie are walking down a moonlit path, eating candy from Danny's bag.
Wanna smash some pumpkins?
No.
Wanna look at windows and watch babes undress?
No.
Well, you make a suggestion.
More cocaine.
You ate too much candy, you oinker.
Suddenly they look up and see Winifred, Sari, and Mary straddling their brooms, standing in front of them, blocking their path.
Whoa, those are three of the ugliest babes I have ever seen.
Right. If they were any ugly, I'd need an eyeball transplant.
They crack up. The witches stare.
Naughty boys taste better.
Hear that? I guess these are like real witches.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Jay and Ernie both make a cross with their forefingers
Jay and Ernie
hold it up in front of themselves. They crack up at their own hilariousness.
Out of the way,
As one, Winifred, Mary, and Sarah look 6 feet off the ground and just hover there staring at them. Jay and Ernie's reaction as their jaws drop in unison. They share a take, then turn and bolt as the shrieking witches fly across the moon with Jay and Ernie dangling from the broomsticks, wailing.
Mumsy. Help.
The Dennison house. Max and Allison close and lock windows. Danny takes a container of milk out of the fridge and fills a bowl for Binx with a sprinkling of cocaine. Max closes his basement window, pulls the shade shut. Allison seals the crack with wet paper towels. Max selects his favorite baseball bat as a weapon. Danny is asleep now, or dead, who knows. Binx is lapping milk from a bowl. Allison starts staring at Max's room. Max sits staring at Allison because that is not creepy, even still.
Hey, now all we have to do is, lay low until the sun comes up. Huh? Yeah, what do you say?
You know, Max, you're okay for a dog person.
Aw, thanks.
Hey, give me some face. Sucker!
This is why I'm a dog person. I hate cats.
Yeah, sure. That moo juice, aka cocaine, hit the spot. Mind if I catch 10 on your pillow?
Go for it.
Binx crawls up next to Danny. Binx needs his paws, then curls up on the pillow. Max pets him.
Oh man, you guys are gonna turn me into one of those fat, stupid, contented cats. Have to change my name to Muffy or Fluffy.
Ask you a personal question?
Sure, kid.
How many have you used up so far?
What, lives you mean?
Yeah.
Well, including that wicked cocaine I've been doing tonight, and the Buick back there, and the fire thing, 321.
Oh?
Even if you try, there's only so many ways to go. Sure would like to, though. See my family again. See Emily. Just sleep forever.
Max stares at the cat. Binx falls fast asleep, and only his purring resonates in the room.
Nice room.
They stare at each other alone for the first time.
Max, you in there?
The moment shattered.
Yeah, Dad.
Where's Danny?
Down here. She's asleep.
Oh, good. Well, thanks for taking her out, son. I know you didn't want to, but you did the right thing.
No problem, Dad.
And hey, that new girlfriend of yours, hubba hubba. Way to go. Night.
Max whips a look over to Allison. She's heard it.
Sorry, he's on cocaine.
Dave and Jenny's room. No guess what they're doing.
Honey,
Huh?
do you smell fish?
Yikes.
Oh, the sky from Salem.
Not
The
yet.
witches are circling. Sarah's nose is plumb tuckered.
Find them! Find them!
them. The scent is vanished.
Max's bedroom. Allison stares forlornly at Binx. Max's eyes divide their time twixt Binx and Allison.
He must be so lonely. I wish we could help him
When this is over.
for one lifetime.
Max falls asleep. Allison's eyes drift to the spell book on the floor. After a considerable amount of indecision, she opens it. Max stirs and Binx rolls over.
There must be a spell to turn Binx back into a human. Open.
The spell book opens. Pages riffle. The words are in flux.
That's why they need the book. The spells change.
The words come together. Allison's hair streams upward as if some invisible hairdryer were upturned beneath her. She is clueless to this. An orange flamed force rises from the book, collects around the ceiling, searching for a way out.
A spell for spreading the Black Death, a spell for controlling of minds, a spell for pestilence, demonic possession, raising an army of the dead to do thine bidding.
A flame force streams into a heater duct.
A spell of protection. When malice is feared, a circle of salt protects all who stand inside it from all flesh, living and dead.
The witches see across Salem City, a homing beacon.
Sisters, we have them.
Allison turns the pages. Suddenly there is a yowl and a black paw slams the book shut. Binx leaps upon the closed book, keeping it shut. As the orange and black flame suddenly goes out, Binx standing on the book.
I can't even take a catnap around here.
We were just trying to help you.
Well, you've sealed our fate now.
In the bedroom, Jenny is asleep. Dave snuggles against her.
Not now, honey.
One little bite is all I ask.
You have to go to work tomorrow.
Work in the daylight? Don't be ridiculous.
The witches land gently. A bony finger pokes through the screen in the window and slowly, silently tears it open. Through the following in the background, the witches are seen sneaking like mice into the room through the torn screen. Dave is kissing Jenny.
Please, let me go back to sleep.
Like a virgin, bitten for the very first time.
Dave.
With the blood type close to mine. Think of the child we could make. Little Madonna. Clarke, you fucker.
I just gotta say, no means no, Dave. Max's attic room. Binx looks out the window.
My lips say no, but gotta play the opposite here.
The Sanderson sisters.
Drink.
Great. Now do we do drink twice? Great. Now what do we do other than drink?
Nothing. We make a stand here till dawn.
Then we need salt.
And cocaine.
Right. Code for salt.
Close on the door of the attic as it opens, and Max, with his baseball bat, and Allison step out. Suddenly, she clutches his arm.
What's the matter?
Hairs on the back of my neck are going crazy.
They pass Mom and Dad's closed door and disappear in the kitchen. The witches hide at the foot of Dave and Jenny's bed. Gazing out at the full moon, they are.
Spirits of the moonlit sky, make them sleep until they die.
Max takes a box of salt from the shelf. Allison is still very nervous and scared.
Oh, you see, right here. Just form a line, and then you use your... form a circle to protect from zombies, witches, and telemarketing surveys. Sorry, I'm cracking dumb jokes again.
Hey, keep them coming.
You okay?
I don't know.
Max takes Allison in his arms and holds her. Allison is reassured. This is not the little boy she was with earlier in the evening.
Come on.
He takes her by the hand and leads her upstairs to the attic. Max's room. Max and Allison enter.
Oh my God, Max, the spell book's gone.
He goes to the bed to wake Danny.
Danny? Danny, wake up.
She can't. She's dead. He pulls the covers back and Winifred's there.
Oh, treat.
The closed door blasts open and Mary comes out clutching the spell book.
Looking for this?
Sarah comes out behind her with a bewitched Danny by the arm and holding a squirming sack. Binx is in it.
Danny.
Max changes Winifred with the bat, or charges it. She opens the spell book. Unseen forces erupt from it. It knocks Max out cold. Allison straddles his unconscious form. Spins around, ensconcing them in a protective circle of salt and cocaine. Salt and cocaine splash Mary's outstretched hand. It sizzles and burns.
And reading, I see. How clever. But it will not save your little friends.
She whistles. The brooms soar in. The witches whisk off, cackling damnably. The witches land too fast on the roof.
Get prepared. We're having guests for dinner.
We are?
The children are coming, idiot!
Winifred opens the spell book, lights the black flame candle, and holds out her little sack.
Evil things that peck and fly. The hour has come to fill the sky.
She opens her sack. Hundreds of spectral little candy voodoo crows fly out. They are come alive. The crows are whisked along in the rivers of conjured smoke from the black flame candle. The smoke streams carry the crows into homes, including Alan and Ben's. The crows flutter above the children's beds, and the children stir in their sleep, but do not wake.
Little ones, sleep so sweet. I have more for thee to eat.
The children lick their lips in their sleep, and the crows dissolve into their dreams. Without waking, the children leave their rooms. Max's basement.
Where's Danny?
They took her.
I gotta get my dad.
Dave and Jenny are there ghostly white, like corpses.
Dad? Mom! Wake up!
This isn't sleep, Max. They're cursed. Look.
The window with the screen ripped out. The kids walk to the window. In the street, walking like little pajama zombies, are the sleepwalking children of Salem.
They're summoning the kids.
They've got to be going to the Sanderson house. We got to stop them.
Max and Allison grab the kids and shake them.
No, wake up.
Wake up.
It's a trap.
Come on, wake up.
It's a trap.
Stop. Oh, what are we going to do?
Don't ask me. I can't make the sunrise.
Yes, you can. Come on, can you drive?
Absolutely.
Max and Allison get in the family station wagon. Max sits behind the wheel and Allison is in the passenger seat. Max turns the ignition key, but nothing happens.
It won't start.
Put it in neutral.
Oh, right.
This time he does, and it starts up.
Lights.
Max looks around for them. She reaches over and turns them on because she's badder than he is.
We're a good team.
Yeah. Buckle up.
They buckle their seatbelts. Max puts the car in reverse. It bucks.
Parking brake.
Right. I knew that.
He releases it. Binx is still in the sack, hung off a utensil hook. The witches conjure. The cauldron is once again a boil. Sarah stirs. Winifred consults the spellbook and adds ingredients. Mary takes testing pokes at Jay and Ernie, who are suspended in a cage.
You mean fattening.
Wrappers et al. They wolf candies. Danny is strapped to the chair near the cauldron exactly as was Emily Binx.
Prepare.
Sarah and Mary fit the funnel over Danny. Max cuts a wild swath across the forest and asphalt. Bewitched children march up the road. Max's eyes are frisbees.
Max, watch out.
Billy sees the impending doom. No. I'm sorry. I usually do those as Jim Neighbors. No. Dave's car. Boom. Billy like a bug on the windshield. Max hits the wipers. Slap, slap. Billy's face goes left, right. At the Sanderson house, the cauldron bubbles and splatters.
'Tis ready.
Winifred ladles up a spoon of the glop and steps towards Danny, bypasses her and moves toward.
You for dessert.
Jay and Ernie sticks the ladle in the cage.
Drink.
I can't. My blood shot.
Will perk your appetite.
Mary takes a red-hot poker out of the fire and starts moving it towards the boy's feet. Jay's empty eyes register this, opens his mouth. Winifred spills a single drop into his mouth, and then Ernie. They instantly start to glow, and the Sanderson sisters gather around in awe.
The light of life.
The witches purse their gruesome lips and inhale, and streams of the light course into their mouths. The lights and life drain from Jay and Ernie. They age and age and age, 90 years each. The witches get younger.
This is a right buggering.
The years are mine.
Winifred points out the window where children can be seen sleepwalking towards the house.
Look, the children are coming. We will give them the potion and suck the life from all of them. When the sun comes up, they will all die of old age, but we will live 1,000 years. The last great spell will come to pass, and from the mouths of babes shall we leech the life of eternity.
Immortals.
The droplet is just about to fall when Max slides towards the house, kills the lights, and Billy flails off the hood like a stunt dummy. Crashes through the front door out cold. The witches spin to see Max in the darkened doorway. Beyond him, the children of Salem are almost to the house.
Prepare to die. Again.
You have no power. You are just a clever little boy.
There's a power greater than magic, and that's knowledge. PBS taught me that. And I know something you don't.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. What is that, Sproutling?
Daylight savings time.
An almost imperceptible furrow of worry in Winifred's brow.
It's complicated, but basically what it means is the sun comes up earlier than normal.
A bird is singing outside. Out the window, the sun is rising. The witches turn away from the light in horror.
Where did we're melting? We're melting.
Max grabs Binx and Danny, kicks the cauldron over, and grabs the spell book. Allison's playing the dimmer switch on the car lights, focused on the house window. A nature soundtrack from the stereo, and the gang splits. Mary and Sarah are clutching Winifred's legs in terror.
Please,
save us. We're too old.
Oh, let go, apes. That way is west. The sun riseth in the east.
The sunrise goes out. Winifred floats quickly to the window.
Damn the boy. He has tricked us once more. After them.
The witches take to the sky. Billy rouses and follows.
Hey, man, what's going on?
Boy, these eggs are bad news.
Road to the Sanderson house. This time Allison speeds the car downhill. The witches dive bomb it. Mary crash lands on the roof like a 300-pound anvil, denting the inside all the way to the seat backs. Danny screams. Matt struggles to remain control. In the moonlight, Danny sees 100 pajama-clad kids sleepwalking to the hillside.
Holy shit, it's a zombie pajama party.
And Danny dies. Allison hits the brakes. Screech! The car stops on a dime. Mary vaults into the darkness over the hood, and Max guns it. Another landing. Mary sticks her head in the window right next to Danny. Danny hits the electric window and washes Sarah's nose tightly. Mary can't pull it free. Binx jumps into Danny's lap.
Nice kitty.
You wish.
What? Binx claws the tremendous nose, and Mary bellows. Her nose slips free. She flails into the woods. Mary suddenly in the headlights.
Hang on.
Allison guns it. Boom! The car drives over some enormous speed bump. Just as they're all feeling alongside the car like the famous Wizard of Oz shot, she launches a flame ball at the tires and they go flat and the car swerves and Winifred shoots ahead. Allison brodies the wagon to a stop and the gang jumps out. Max flies open the hatchback.
Where are we?
Near the cemetery. I know a shortcut. This way.
Binx, take him there. I'll keep him busy. I'll keep her busy.
Max, no!
Binx, get him out of here!
You heard the man.
Max lifts the mountain bike out of the trunk. Helmet, jacket, gloves, goggles, cocaine. Straps the spellbook to the back.
I'll meet you there. Go!
Binx leads them all. Allison dashes back for a second. She grabs Max and kisses him real goddamn good.
Smooch, smooch, smooch.
I knew it.
Be careful.
Hey, witch! I got a kiss and I got your book.
At the end of the road, Winifred cuts a neat Top Gun U-turn, ripping back towards the kids, riding Mary's Electrolux. In the forest, Max tears along narrow trails. Winifred tracks him and Max pumps faster. Winifred comes neck and neck, swings at it with a vacuum hose, connects and Max wobbles, rides on ducking tree limbs and jumping jogs. Or jumping logs. Then suddenly, Max peels off, shoots down a ravine. Winifred follows. Max bunny hops a stream along the steeping rocks, working his bike like a horse. Winifred jets over it, sonic booming the water, and Max hits the other side and climbs towards the forest crest. Winifred negotiates the trees at 150 miles per hour. She plummets the gap. Max rides the ridge. Winifred is 100 yards back and closing like a bullet, and he sees her and he brings his bike to a stop. Guess where? Top of Suicide Gorge. Max pulse sores. He sweats the decision. His fingers grip the bars and his thighs grip the seat padding. His hand clenches up the pedal straps, and Winifred's 50 yards back. She'll be here in a second. Max lifts his mountain light on. It illuminates the killer drop-off, sheer and treacherous. Max swallows.
Come on. Come on. Okay.
Off he goes, The Man from Snowy River, a great underrated movie, by the way. Winifred arrives, pulls 6.5 G's in a 90-degree midair turn and rockets down the ravine after Max. Max flies through 60-degree slopes of loose dirt, jumps off rock faces, slots, narrowed pass-throughs, and hits the hard-packed forest ground. He tears like a madman down the hill. Winifred tracks him. Max splits left, salams the trees. Winifred goes right. Joy sticks her vacuum broom like Chuck Yeager. God rest Chuck Yeager. The Right Stuff's a great movie. Max breaks through and hits the open slope. At the bottom, approaching fast, a mountain of full dirt piled against the wall, and Winifred directs the vacuum thrust backwards and overtakes Max. Makes it to the end of the hill and waits there for him, hovering at the top of the dirt rise.
Be mine!
Max hits the dirt hill, races up again, jumps over Winifred. He sails through the air, knocking through the pines. Salem County Cemetery. Max comes out of the sky, crash lands in a clearing, skids to a Binx and Danny and Allison, who are standing safe in a circle of salt next to Emily Binx's grave. God bless cocaine.
Honey, I'm home.
The witches buzz the kids in formation, and Allison swipes at them with Max's baseball bat.
This is hallowed ground.
Billy the Butcher appears running full bore and wobbly at them. The second his foot hits the salt and earth, he howls in pain and ignites like a pile of kindling. Hopping around, he dissolves from the feet up until finally he's just a head, and then he is a memory.
It really works.
The witches hover overhead, and Max unstraps the book and belts it back to him like a fanny pack.
Boy, give me that book and I will give you everything you desire. Power, wealth, women.
He's already got all that.
Really?
Silence, tart. Prepare to die.
Sister, flesh cannot harm them in the circle.
No, 'tis true. Flesh cannot.
Winifred and her sister are huddling. Max snaps a big limb off a tree, and Max and Allison back to back. Winifred consults her crippled spell book and lights the black flame candle.
The worms are finished. The maggots done. All that is left, arise at once.
The skeletons arise from the graveyard.
Oh man, where's a dog when you need one?
Bones, fetch my fucking book.
The clattering skeletons surround the kids and they blitz. Max swings, connects. The skeleton blasts into 216 pieces. Another reaches for Allison. She swings, connects. The skull goes flying. Easy, but they keep coming, reaching, clutching. Binx pounces the skull and the skeleton reels, falls against the tombstone, blows into several sections. One arm clutch crawls towards Danny. She screams. Binx pounces it, tosses it. The other grabs him by the tail, swings him around, and Max steps in on a 9-iron, the fibula. It shatters. Binx goes flying. He scrambles back to the fray. Max and Allison blast skeleton after skeleton into shattering rains of bone fragments. How do they keep coming back? Well, they're reassembling themselves. Oh, I like that answer. And not always in the right configuration. Skulls on arm sockets, hands to necks, pelvises to clavicles, cocaine on cocaine. A set of phalanges grabs Binx's throat. He struggles. Danny tries to pry them off. No good. She does the only thing she can think of. She bites the arm. The skeleton wails. Binx scrambles up a tree. Max reaches back to swing at the skeletons, holding Allison. Another skeleton rips his bat away, and the skeleton army thoroughly infiltrates the Salton Circle. One of them grabs Danny and lifts her high above the air and kills her. Danny is dead. Another secures Max.
I'm not dead. Let me go, you bonehead.
Winifred and sisters howling victory. A skeleton takes the spell book, tosses it up to Winifred. All goes quiet at the clattering of bone stops. Winifred looks down with evil superiority at Max.
Ha ha! Who will have the last laugh now, little boy?
Go to hell!
Been there. I like it.
Suddenly, a roar from the treetops. Binx attacks Winifred in a flying whirl of gnashing teeth and claws. Winifred howls. She rips Binx off her face. With an inhuman scream, she hurls him to the ground. Binx hits Emily's gravestone and lies still in a broken heap on the ground.
Binx, no! I don't know why I'm worried, because you're immortal.
Winifred rifles in the spell book.
Kill them later.
Max tears away from his skeleton. Another steps in front and boogies him. Beyond fear, Max snatches the skeleton's skull by the even nose holes and cracks it off its vertebrae base. The headless body staggers around as Max reaches back for all he's worth. Chuck the skull. Winifred brains her. The skull shatters. She plummets.
Winnie.
She hits hallowed ground. A beat. Nothing happens.
And now you die 100,000 horrid deaths at once, baby boy. And I will wallow in each and every one.
Winifred takes one step towards Max. Somewhere close, the windshield spiders into a million tiny fractures. Winifred looks down at her dress. The fabric is turning to stone. The affliction runs from her feet up in a rapid crawl. Something sprouts from her back. She strains her rocketing head around to see stone wings. Winifred's talony claws clasp together involuntarily. Just before her terrified shrieks fade from her hips and she has lost to stone death altogether, Max flips her off. That's a Disney movie. Winifred has become a sepulchral angel engraved with this inscription: Winifred Sanderson, born 1617, hanged 1692, died 1992.
Bones kill the children, kill them.
The skeletons crumble into piles, all of them, one by one, disincorporate and stack up. The witches grow fearful. A bird sings. The sun is rising. Sarah and Mary open their mouths to scream, but they are cut short by the first ray of dawn breaking through the trees. They both turn instantly to dust and are blown away on a passing gentle breeze. Two brooms and the Electrolux drop harmlessly to the ground next to the spellbook, which vaporizes in a dusty cloud of cocaine. The kids look down at Binx.
Binx?
I need you to bring me the cord.
Binx, we did it.
Computer. It's dying.
They're gone. Binx?
He's gone, Max.
But
he can't die. He's a hot cat.
Right, he can't die. That's what he said. I don't want him to die.
They comfort each other at this dead cat.
On Binx? You got 8 million more to go. You said. Come on. Don't die. We have cocaine.
Hey guys, thanks for the cocaine.
The kids look up to see the transparent figure of a boy floating in the air. That, kids, is what cocaine can do for you. Dressed in the same clothes he was on the fateful night in 1692, he is the spirit of Thackery Binx, who has finally gotten his wish.
Binx?
Thackery Binx. Hey, what am I doing down there? My paws. They're hands.
He tries to clasp them together, but they pass right through one another.
Whoa, did you see that? He's a ghost.
Oh my gosh. Oh my. I am a spirit. I can't believe it. The curse is broken. I'm dead. I'm dead.
The spirit beats, whisks, and jets from the treetops. He soars back and hovers above his friends.
What happened?
When the witches were destroyed, so too were all their spells and curses. Although I can't help but think how much easier this would have been if Bruce Campbell had been here. Hey guys, come on. Don't cry for me, Argentina.
You're dead.
Well, I've never felt more alive. I'm free. I'm finally free. I can't wait to see my families. I'll tell them all about you. I promise.
We're gonna miss you, Binx.
This is the only hard part about the whole thing. Saying goodbye. I'll miss you all too. Very much. Not as much as cocaine, but I hope you don't think this is too weird to say. But don't feel sad, because someday we'll all see each other again. If you believe in that sort of shit, you can count on it.
I like that his passing words are, kids, you're going to die
You're
one
gonna die.
day.
I'll see you. I'll see you. in the
Thackery
afterlife.
floats down to Max. Thackery's smaller.
Can't believe I got all that advice from a guy younger than me.
Here's one last thing. He that leaveth nothing to chance will do few things ill, but he will do very few things. Live life, Max. Don't be afraid of anything, especially when you're on cocaine.
I won't. I can't wait till I'm older so I too can try cocaine.
One last thing. Love conquers all.
Oh.
I know.
Thackery extends his hand. He and Max shake as best they can.
Goodbye.
The spirit shoots quickly into the morning sky and vanishes from view. Danny, who is not dead for some reason, looks back down and finds the cat is alive.
Binx?
Meow.
Still had one left.
Can you talk?
Meow.
Oh, that's okay.
He had one left. Can't these kids count? He had 3 million fucking lives. He had well over 2 million left.
Hey, well, so, thanks for saving my life back there.
Pinch pokey on me.
They kiss. Sanderson house. 100 sleeping kids yawn, rub their eyes, wake up, and react to the fact that they don't know where they are or how they got there. Several kids burst into tears. Many more cry mommy. Alan and Ben seize the opportunity.
No, look,
All right,
everything's
we'll get
all
you
right.
home, kids.
Come on,
Come this way.
we'll
Come
get
on.
you home.
Jay and Ernie, their youth restored, hang in the cage.
The last thing I remember is like this really big or a spoon or something, like a really ugly babe, and a vacuum cleaner.
Your
What
nose.
does it all mean, man?
Shall I tell you about the rabbits again, George? I don't know. I want to go home. I promise not to take cocaine from kids with shaved names in my head anymore.
Alan and Ben shepherd the children of Salem down from the hill and back to their home. They stride slow and dignified like prophets. Parents rush from homes and hug their children.
We have delivered them unto you from the mountain.
That's Ben Corwin and Alan Schnocknick. Is that right? Schnocknick, remember the name.
Not Nick.
Then Cora went in.
Nick.
Alan Schnocknick.
Max's house, the front page of the Salem Davy Chronicle. A photo of a stone angel and various headlines read, Night of the Pajama Zombies. Hundreds of sleeping kids gather at witch house. Mysterious gravestone appears. Traumatized, cocaine-riddled local boys found in hoax or hysteria. Cocaine-riddled parents baffled.
It's a cult thing.
There are no cults in this town.
Max, Allison, Binx, and Danny lounge watching TV news reports.
Every station. I can't believe those guys. They're taking credit for everything.
So what? Who's ever going to believe them?
Ben and Alan
Yes.
are everywhere.
That's true. Ben Corwin and I, Alan Shotsnick, I think that's my name, did deliver the children of Salem from the clutches of evil.
The stories are true. The Sanderson sisters,
Drake,
did come back from the dead, and we did banish them.
Luckily, Salem had Ben Corwin and I, Alan Shotsnick, to do battle with the ultimate forces of darkness.
Thank you, Ella Schnocknick. Yes, our lives hung in the balance. However, for the children, we carried on valiantly under powerful fetish protection. Wow.
The immediate future, I plan to be on the talk show circuit promoting my new book, Prepare Thyself, The End is Near, by Alan Shotsnick.
I plan to run for office.
Binx looks up, he winks, and millions in bags of cocaine fall from the sky as we end the read of Hocus Pocus.
Pocus.
Yay!
Oh, a bunch of Hocus Pocus.
I wish cocaine had been the drink word.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
Could have gotten some real leverage out of that.
Or Alan Shotsnick.
Shotsnick, yes. Wow, everybody.
I wish Halloween had been the cocaine word.
No. Got through it. Yay. Yeah, round of applause for everybody for Fantastic Fest and
Kids,
for our
don't do
amazing
cocaine.
charity for
Don't do
tonight,
cocaine.
Creative Action. If you have not donated money for Creative Action, I suggest that you donate $10 for every time we said cocaine tonight. That would really go a long way for them.
Right.
Because I really want to know that cocaine helped the children. And this is the
Don't
best
do
way to
it
make
in
that
real
happen.
life.
No, don't do
Right.
it in real life. Kids
Yeah.
should actually not have cocaine.
Don't
But donate whatever you can, please. Creative Action. We would appreciate it. They would appreciate it. Everybody will appreciate it. It all at the same time in one sentence. How do we think the read went, everybody?
So much cocaine.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
Thumbs
I
up.
think Scott Wampler has a new career ahead of him too.
Right?
Cool.
I was just delighted to be paired with Aaron on that.
That was fun, man.
Yeah, the decision to have George from of Mice and Men with a Cockney rugby player. Oh, Lenny, excuse me. Yes, not George.
I want to see a whole movie with just those two characters.
I do too. I want a Jay and Ernie
Yeah.
movie. We got next script gone wild. It's got to be them two, like Bill and Ted.
I've got to find a two-person movie. We'll read a trip to Italy or something with just those two characters. That's the trip.
Oh, I'd do it.
My dinner with Andre.
A couple of quick plugs. We can't really plug Fantastic Fest because the virtual festival is going on now, and I don't think you can get tickets anymore for that. So I think if you missed out on the virtual fest, you're kind of fucked. So you can just kick yourself. Well, actually, you're not watching this if you missed out on the virtual fest, probably. So who knows? But I do want to mention a couple of things. We have some more reads coming up in October because it's Halloween. It's our favorite month. And one of the reads actually is Halloween. We're reading the actual original Halloween. We've got the incredible W. Earl Brown, who is going to be reading Sam Loomis.
Nice.
And we have Danielle Harris from Halloween 4 and 5, who's going to be reading Laurie Strode role. So that seems totally fitting. We're also going to be reading The Dead Zone later this month. Frank Dietz is going to be running that read. And we're closing out our Halloween reads. We are getting a big chunk of the Troll 2 cast back together to do a Scripts Gone Wild of Troll 2.
Wow.
So
amazing.
I was literally in the dentist chair earlier texting with George Hardy, who is a dentist in real life from Troll 2. So that was kind of surreal. So those are going to be some fun reads coming up. You can visit scriptsgonewild.com and check that out. Another round of applause, and I'm going to give another shout out to all of our cast. We've got Barbara Crampton.
Woo! MVP status.
We've got Amanda Wyss.
Good Lord.
We have the fabulous Rain Pryor. Kelli Maroney. Danny is dead. Gigi Saul Guerrero.
Yes.
Mr. Zeno Robinson. Clarke Wolfe. Yuri Lowenthal. Scott Wampler. Rico Anderson.
Yes.
Keller. Aaron LaPlante.
Yes.
Shut up, Clay. Shut up, Clay.
And the spirit of Drew McWeeny.
Yeah.
So let's do this final thing that I like to do where I take a screenshot of everybody. So everybody look into the camera with your best face on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Hold on. I've almost got it. 1, 2, 3. There we have it. On the count of 3. So thank you again to Fantastic Fest. We were so glad to be back for our 3rd year. We look forward to doing it again. The best genre festival in the world, hands down. They play amazing stuff. I mean, I think some folks, Gigi had a film in Fantastic Fest this year, Bingo Hell. You can check it out.
Also on Amazon Prime.
Right now.
Awesome.
It is on Amazon. It's so much fun. It's certainly worth checking out. Barbara, you had a film there as well this year, right?
In Emily Bennett's directorial debut, and she was the star of the movie Alone with You, along with her boyfriend. They directed it and wrote it together, and she's amazing. She's amazing. I played her mother in it, but it's really all her. Yeah,
that's amazing. Did anybody else have a film there that I forgot? Okay, well, awesome. Well, check it out. If you can't buy tickets, like I said, but you can go to Fantastic Fest next year and not miss out. So virtual, in person, whatever it ends up being, please check it out. Thank you, Fantastic Fest. Thank you to our amazing readers. And on the count of 3, everybody give a parting line to our folks on the Scener chat before I click us off of the live. 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay.
Thank you, Billy.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye, everyone.